They're gonna give you extended time. Yeah, I think that's what you gotta call them. Or like what you do, you have to go to them, and they give you the last chance to pay it, or to actually leave.
You gotta go there.
Or you could probably end up calling them, and maybe you could just make a payment there. You can make a payment online. Online, yeah, that's what I'm saying. If anything. The garment out? Nah, he had it for a while, yeah. For like a couple months.
Prophesied the gospels.
BaHaSham, Yahawashi.
Doing well, told some 100% truth of the scriptures. Honors and salutations to the elect doctor doing these works this season, out of season, week in, week out, sincerity and the truth. So what I want to get into, man, just with BaHaSham, is we got IUIC, they're teaching this hell doctrine, man. So when we get into that, then prophesy whatever Yahawashi sees fit. So get Matthew. Matthew 5 and actually get it on Mark 9 and 43. Yeah. See, it's all about going into your words, man. Looking up those words, the Hebrew and in the Greek. Because pretty much when the scriptures speak upon hell, it's really talking about like three things, man. Roughly three things, which is a condition, or the grave, right, or Gehenna. In the Hebrew, it's Yahawah, which ultimately speaks upon the grave, when it speaks about hell. But when it's in the Greek, it's either the Gehenna or Hades, which Hades represents the grave, and the Gehenna was ultimately that was a burning place in the Valley of Hinnom outside of Jerusalem in the ancient world. Mark chapter 9, starting at verse 43. And if thy hand offend thee, cut it off. It is better for thee to enter into life pain, having two hands to go into hell, into the fire that never shall be quenched. Yeah, getting into the hell topic here, IUIC. Bring it back up. This is Mark chapter 9 and verse 43. And if thy hand offend thee, cut it off. It is better for thee to enter into life maimed than having two hands to go into hell. Yeah, because ultimately that's speaking upon, the congregation. If you have somebody sneaking in layman's terms, they teach it low key. Let's say Judas and the Negroes, and they trying to teach that to brethren among the camp, and ultimately you let it fester and fester and fester. That's leavening, man. So now ultimately you can have the whole camp bring it to the camp leader. Oh yeah, Judah isn't so-called Negro. So you ultimately cut that member off, right, out of the congregation, so that you're not ultimately going to enter into hell, which is reckless destruction. Right? It says reading it here. 43. Okay. Mark 9 and 43. If thy hand offend thee, cut it off. It is better for thee to enter into life maimed than having two hands to go into hell, into the fire that never shall be quenched. Right, and then now when you look up the word hell in the Greek, it's Gehenna, which says hell is the place of future punishment called Gehenna or Gehenna on fire. This was originally the Valley of Hinnom, south of Jerusalem, where the filth and dead animals of the city were cast out and burned, a fit symbol of the wicked in their future destruction. See, so it's a fit symbol, man. That's ultimately what's going to happen to 2/3 of our people, man, that don't want to listen to this word. They're going to be treated as garbage, man.
they're going to be taken and thrown into a fire. That's what Gehenna was about. It was the garbage dump, all right, outside of Jerusalem. Now, when you even look up Gehenna, because also in the 43rd verse, once again it says, "Into the fire that shall never be quenched." You know, people take that as hell. See, the fire is going to go on for all eternity. But really, never be quenched. Speaking upon Yahawah and his judgment upon you, man, that can endure for a long time, man. Right? Matter of fact, for an example, Jacob's trouble, man, that's going to be like a hell that shall never be quenched. Okay, because you're not going to be able to put it out. You're not going to be able to deliver yourself. You're not going to be able to save yourself from the times that Yahawashi is bringing, man. Safety is of the Lord.
Yeah, just like we're reading the scriptures, the Lord said his anger he had toward Israel for a time. Forgot the wording. But he said his anger is forever. But we know that that's a time. That's not permanent. You know, there's a difference. That's why you gotta read. You gotta understand the context of what you're reading. You know, because Yahawashi is also what? He's going to deliver his elect. So that means he's not going to keep his anger forever. You know?
Right, and then even going back to like 70 AD, that was an example of a fire because, yeah, the scriptures say like the anger of the Lord waxed hot and so forth. So that fire is like an example of the Lord's anger. So even 70 AD was like an unquenchable fire at the time because nobody, they wasn't able to deliver themselves out of it. They were succumbed to the famine. That was the anger of the Lord against the Lord's people. So a famine came and they was eating their own babies and so forth, man. Right? Now, even when you look up the unquenchable fire, it says,
They got a precept of heart of hell. This is Matthew chapter 11, in verse 23. And thou Capernaum, which art exalted unto heaven, shall be brought down to hell. Because the mighty works which have been done in thee have been done in Sodom, but would have remained unto this day. You know, so it said shall be brought down to hell. You know, here in the Apostle Heart, go the same scripture, it was pretty much saying like, you know, according to Christians, they would think the Lord will take the buildings and everything and put it into a place called hell. No, it's something, you know, one of the definitions of hell is a low condition. You know?
now, I just looked up. Does an unquenchable fire ever go away? Right? Pertaining back to Mark 9:43, said the fire that's not going to be quenched. That's not going to be quenched. And pretty much says the unquenchable fire cannot be put out. However, when it has burned everything up, it goes out. So even an unquenchable fire eventually goes out.
You made a good point. The fire has to go out. There's nothing else to burn.
Right.
You know, once it's burned to ashes, that's it.
Exactly. And that's an example of the Lord's anger. Once the Lord isn't angry anymore, that's it. The fire representing his judgment goes out, man. So you can read Mark 9 one more time.
Mark, real quick, the Lord said he's a consuming fire.
Isaiah 34:10 speaks of it says the fire will burn forever. Right. Going to the Hebrew, it's the word olam, and it says for a long duration.
Woo! See, it's a long duration. Meaning we'll have an end. It's just a long period of time. You know?
Once again, an unquenchable fire, it eventually goes out when it has burned everything in its path. Right? It's unquenchable, it eventually does go out. So read that again, Mark.
Mark chapter 9 and verse 43. And if thy hand offend thee, cut it off. It is better for thee to enter into life made than having two hands to go into hell, into the fire that never shall be quenched.
Right, so once again, the fire representing the Lord's anger. So it's better to, just for an example, like if somebody's going off once again within the congregation, you kick them out, rather than the whole kid gets put in danger of Yahawashi anger. So now when the judgment comes, Lord judges the whole congregation as one. You know, now you all going through the Lord's great anger, man. Just an example.
Yeah, to teach that, you know, what IUIC is talking about, they're basically going against reincarnation. You know, because if there's a fire that's burning forever, as the churches speak of, then that means that Israel won't come back. That don't make sense. When the Lord spoke of reincarnation, and hey, but go ahead, I got it.
Keep reading next verse.
Mark 9 and verse 44.
So like real quick. So again, when you go into the word hell, then once again, Gehenna, right? Originally, the valley of Hinnom, south of Jerusalem, where the filth and dead animals of the city were cast out and burned, a fit symbol of the wicked and their future destruction.
This is Revelations 20 and 5. But the rest of the dead live not again until the 1,000 years were finished. This is the first resurrection. It says, blessed and holy is he that hath part in the first resurrection. On such the second death hath no power, but they shall be priests. Salakia, that's the wrong one, Salakia. This is Revelations chapter, it's good, but this is the point I want. Revelations 20 and 13. And the sea gave up the dead which were in it, and death and hell delivered up the dead which were in them. And they would judge every man according to their works, and death and hell were cast into the lake of fire. This is the second death. And whatsoever was not found written in the book of life was cast into the lake of fire, because that's the ultimate judgment. But that don't mean that you're going to burn forever. There's some sort of fire for eternity. All right? The Most High is going to call these spirits back, but they're going to have to suffer that sort of judgment. This is why the Yahawashi said repent, because you don't want to suffer that judgment. You know? That's a grievous death, man.
Yeah, like even back then, like if our people saw wicked ninjas, they would say, yo, this ninja belongs in Gehenna, man. You know, you should go to Gehenna, which is once again where the filth goes to get burned. Continue the next verse.
Mark chapter 9, verse 44. When their word, Mark 9 and 44, when their word dieth not, and the fire not quenched.
See, so that fire that's unquenchable. It said the worm's going to be there that dieth not, and the fire is not quenched. Yeah. So the worm is ultimately going into what? Maggots. So you mean to tell me that there's going to be maggots in hell where you're burning for all eternity? There's going to be maggots there? But what's the purpose of a maggot? A maggot eats at dead flesh, man, at dead things, man. So are you going to be in hell dead, or are you going to be burning for all eternity, man, alive? That makes sense. Because it's talking about what? Gehenna, right? The garbage dump. Certain parts of Gehenna where the fire would go off, you would have certain spots where no fire was. The maggots would be there eating the dead bodies and so forth. That's what it's talking about, the worm. That doesn't die though. It's going into maggots. And even when you look up Gehenna, right? I looked it up, it says, was Gehenna a smoldering garbage dump, right? I'm going to read to the point. I'll read real quick. It says, well before the time of Yahawashi, more intimately called Jesus, the valley was also used as a refuse heap. The people in the surrounding areas dumped their trash in Gehenna, where it burned day and night. The fire never went out. So you can read that part again, 43 at the very end. So the fire of Gehenna never went out. It was always burning. It was a continual trash garbage dump, man. That was continually burning. It never went out. That's what it's talking about, man.
In Mark 9 and 43, then having 2 hands to go into hell, into the fire that never shall be quenched, where their worm dieth not, and the fire is not quenched.
Right, so when the fire is not quenched, that part. So that's going into how the fire of Gehenna was never quenched.
So it's really simple.
Yeah.
Guys are making it complicated. The lake of fire, all right, it's basically North America where the Lord set this place on fire through thermonuclear destruction. That's all what it is, man. You know? At the end of the day, that's all what it is. If you left here on the soils of North America, when the Lord starts to bring his wrath, all right, his ultimate wrath, the Armageddon, thermonuclear warfare, then you're going to be in a lake of fire. The elect here is going to be taken up, and then the rest of those around the world. They're going to be taken up into a chariot, man. They are part of the first resurrection, as I was beginning to read in Revelation 20. They're going to reign with Yahawashi, man. It makes sense. Go to 2nd Esdras 9, the Lord said that they shall know it after death by pain. Who shall know it after death by pain? 2/3 that the Lord spoke about of his own people being destroyed. Meaning they're going to have to get the truth, but they're going to have to get it after they die. They suffer a grievous death, man. Because in the kingdom, and it's another thing, the flesh is one thing and the spirit is another. The reason why your flesh is alive because there's a fire within you, which is your spirit. When your body dies, the spirit leaves. This is why the body hardens up. So the Lord is not going to keep you in some type of, agony in your spirit inside your body to feel the pain. The only reason why you feel pain is because you're in the flesh. If you was in the spirit, you wouldn't feel nothing.
I got precepts.
That's a good point to me because talking to God, spirit, like fire. Said, how you going to the spirit going to put you in fire? Right. It don't make no sense.
Right.
Now, real quick, when you finish this, it says, so back in, looking up, was Gehenna a smoldering garbage dump? It says, in quotation, well before the time of Yahawashi, the Lord whom we call Jesus, the valley was also used as a reused heap. The people in the surrounding areas dumped their trash in Gehenna, where it burned day and night. The fire never went out. It smoldered there beneath the surface, incinerating the rotting, smelly garbage. Now, a smolder also is because I've been around fire pits, man. And when the fire is done burning everything, you can wait like 8 hours, man, and just put a newspaper there or something. Put a cardboard there, and it'll relight itself. That's the power of Yahawah. So they just took the garbage and it'll relight itself, man, over and over and over. Right? So that's what smoldering is. It says it smoldered there beneath the surface, incinerating the rotting, smelly garbage. New garbage was piled on top of the old decaying garbage. Right? Rotting fish, slimy vegetation, so forth. Right? Let me get to the point. It says the flies laid eggs on the surface of the dump. So just imagine the hundreds of thousands of squirmy, wormy maggots living there, eating the rotting refuge. Going back to how I was saying, the worm is there and it dies not.
Okay, real quick too. With IURC saying that means that the Most High has to create new spirits. He has to create new Israelites. We're going to be remade new, but refreshed, meaning our spirits are going to change. Meaning the Lord is going to take out the stony heart and give us the heart of flesh. The Lord ain't about to create new spirits when he already created the spirits in the beginning. That's another thing, because that's why the Lord set forth a circle of life of reincarnation, coming back 3 and 4th generation. That's why that's there, because the Lord ain't creating new spirits. Now, can the Heavenly Father do what he likes? He can do whatever he pleases. But this ain't what the Lord told us. This is the right understanding, man, is that reincarnation exists. And hell is not hell is not where the Christianities teach where you're going to die and burn in eternity.
Right.
It's bullshit, man.
I got precepts. You got it?
No, you got it, brother.
Psalms 103 and 8 and 9. It says the Lord is merciful and gracious, slow to anger and plenteous in mercy. He will not always chide, neither will he keep his anger forever.
Right.
So if you burn in hell for all eternity, then that means the Lord's going to keep his anger forever. That's a plain cut.
Wait, I was gonna say, can I bring this up real quick? Oh, you got it.
Bring that up, son.
It says Psalms chapter 139, starting in verse 7. Whither shall I go from my spirit? And whither shall I fly from my presence? If I ascend up into heaven, thou art there. If I make my bed in hell, behold, thou art there.
So now King David said, even if you make his bed in hell, the Lord is there as well. So you mean tell me the Lord is in hell? So is the Lord burning in hell for all eternity? Can you read that again?
Psalm 139 and into the point, verse 8. If I ascend up into heaven, thou art there.
Right, because Yahawashi, hey, the heaven is his throne, and the earth is his footstool. All right?
If I make my bed in hell, behold, thou art there.
Right, and that's the grave, man. Okay? And Yahawashi controls that as well. So where it is, if hell is a place for where we burn for all eternity, how was the Lord there as well? You know, burning in hell.
This is Ecclesiasticus. Oh no, Ecclesiastes, chapter 3, and verse 20.
It's right 19. I was gonna bring that out too.
Oh, okay.
Because that hell is over with, man. You know. Now we're gonna get into the reality of things, which is what reincarnation.
Wait, shall I start at 19?
Yeah.
All right, come on. It says, for that which befalleth the sons of men befalleth beasts, even one thing befalleth them. As the one dieth, so dieth the other. Yea, they have all one breath, so that a man hath no preeminence above a beast, for all is vanity.
Yeah, ultimately all is vanity to Yahawah, man. Yahawah don't need none of us. You don't need anything, man. Okay? But Yahawah through his mercy and grace chose us to be his children. So we should keep that in mind. You know, next time you feel like you hot shit. Okay? Next time you feel like you that dude and there's no order and you feel like you should just be the leader just because you got 10,000 views or some shit. That's the spirit of a donor job, man. Okay, when you read that, he wanted to be the king after King David was pretty much about to pass away. He wanted to be the new king. He's like, hey, I'm next born after Absalom. I feel like I should be king, you know? So just because he felt like he had a stake to the claim, he tried to go out and be a king, and then he had to humble himself to King Solomon. So don't be in the spirit to where you feel like you that dude, right?
This is verse.
Another thing too, the Most High put this earth here for us to live. All right, He put us in the earth for us to live. I got it. This is quick.
Okay.
This is Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 1, verse 13. For the Most High made not death. It says, neither hath He pleasure in the destruction of the living. It says, for He created all things that they might have their being, and the generations of the world were healthy. And there is no prison, there is no poison of destruction in them, nor the kingdom of death upon the earth. So basically, in verse 13, the Lord said, the Most High made not death, neither have He pleasure in destruction of the living. So it's not like the Father up there taking pleasure in destroying you. It's the fact of pissing them off. Our power is a righteous power. He's not some evil Edomite that's sitting up there and just want to, take pleasure in just killing a bunch of people, man. No, the Most High is a righteous power. He gave everybody their being and their life to this and their portion of the earth. This is why He created them, so they can live, man.
Before we get into that, I just want to finalize the point of hell. Okay, so when it goes into the hellfire, that's pretty much the fifth symbol of the Lord's anger. Okay, which is unquenchable, meaning it can't be put out until it burned everything. Until Yahawah is appeased at the wrath, okay, that He brought upon His people. And it says how it took dead animals and threw it in the fire because it's filth. 2/3 are filth, man. When you think about it, man. An adulterous ass nigga trying to pop your woman, okay, that nigga is filth, man. That nigga is garbage. Okay, he gotta go. He's holding back. Ultimately salvation, man. Right. But thank Yahawah, He's gonna cut off 2/3. If you leave it to 2/3, man, we'll never get right. So a nigga like that is garbage. A woman that's teaching her daughter with a pamper on how to twerk and think it's cute, that bitch is garbage, man. You had brother Yashar sent into the chat. A woman put a thong on her baby, man. She must be like 2 years old. So she is garbage, man. So that's what hell is going into.
I got another. This is Acts chapter 2 and 26. Therefore did my heart rejoice, and my tongue was glad. Moreover also my flesh shall rest in hope, because thou wilt not leave my soul in hell, neither will thou suffer thou Holy One to see corruption.
Quick one real quick.
That's lucky. That's going into Yahawashi. How the Lord raised Yahawashi the third day, man. Because hell is also a grave. I know brother went into it. Yep. And then after the third day, when your body begins to decay, and you look at it through the spirit, Yahawashi's body, which is the elect man, was raised after 3 days and a half, man. So we're not completely finished, man.
So according to you, they just the Lord went to hell. Yahawashi was in hell, burning up, and then the Lord said, then he took him out of there.
I'm gonna finish this up real quick. Verse 20.
Salaki,
you got it.
I believe Elder Apostle Gabar brought out years ago. I can't remember, but it was basically, our brothers may have brought it out. Like hell was basically this, bringing out the history on it. Who brought it up? Edomites, like to scare Northern.
Yeah.
Scare the Northern into, going in their way. I forgot the history. Yeah, I forgot the history a little bit. I remember brothers brought it out. It's basically this fictitious scare to scare the Northern, all right, the so-called Native American Indians into going into Christianity, man. That's all this shit comes from. They don't have understanding of the scriptures, man.
It's all operating, man.
Fear.
It's fear.
Right. So
Fear
it's
tactics, man.
every time it's talking about hell, you have to use the spirit of discernment. Go into the word first and foremost, right? And it's either going into the grave, death, or Gehenna, which is the fifth symbol of the Lord's great wrath upon the 2/3, right? The fire representing the Lord's great wrath, and once again, in the New Testament going into the grave as well, man. From the word hate, it's as simple as that.
I'll just finish this up. It says, verse 20, all go unto one place.
Correct. All go into one place, man. Beast and man. All right.
All are of the dust, and all turn to dust again.
That's right. That's what happens to your body. He came from the ground. You go back into the ground.
It says, who knoweth the spirit of man that goeth upward, and the spirit of the beast that goeth downward to the earth.
Right. So that's what happens. Once your body goes back into the ground, the spirit goes upward. The spirit of the beast dies with its body. But the spirit of man goes upward. Where does it go upward to? Ecclesiastes 12:7.
Ecclesiastes chapter 12, verse 7. Then shall the dust return to the earth as it was, and the spirit shall return unto Yahawah who gave it.
So there you go, man. Job 14:14. So the spirit goes back to the Most High. It doesn't go into hell to where you burn for eternity. Your body goes back to the earth. Your spirit goes back to Yahawashi who gave it. And then guess what happens once your spirit goes back to the Heavenly Father? 2 Corinthians 14:35.
14, real quick thing from online etymology dictionary, the word hell, and get right to the point. It says, used in the King James Version for Old Testament Hebrew, Sheol, and New Testament Greek Hades, and Gehenna, used figuratively for a state of misery and bad experience, at least since late 14th century. It says, literal as an expression discussed, yeah, that's the point. Bad experience.
This is Ezekiel chapter 18:4. Behold, all souls are mine. As the soul of the Father, so also the soul of the Son is mine. The soul that sinneth, it shall die.
This is Job chapter 14, verse 14. If a man die, shall he live again? All the days of my appointed time will I wait.
Right. So once spirit returns to Yahawashi, you are pretty much say, read that again.
Job 14:14. If a man die, shall he live again?
Right. Which the answer is yes. Right.
All the days of my appointed time will I wait until my change comes.
Right. So all the days of his appointed time, is he gonna wait? Wait for what? To come back to the earth, man. Which you come back into the earth every 60 to 80 years. Because about 20 years is a generation. So you come back every third to fourth generation, which would be 60 to 80 years. So you roughly wait about 60 to 80 years in this time till you come back. Then he said till his change comes. Right. So now when you go into that word for change, it's the word Chayalapah, right? And when you go into its root word, pretty much the word that comes up, in spirit. Number 3, it says to come on anew, to sprout again. So read that again.
Job 14:14. If a man die, shall he live again? All the days of my appointed time will I wait until my change comes.
Right, until he what? Springs out again on the planet Earth. Right? It also says to show newness. Oh, you get that in 2 Edges 14:35 real quick?
This is 2 Edges chapter 14, verse 35. For after death shall the judgment come, when we shall live again.
See that? So when we go back to the Spirit of the Heavenly Father, we wait until we come back on earth. But after death, that's when the Lord said, put your judgment upon you. Then when you come back again, that's when you play out your judgment. As a matter of fact, you see how Ecclesiastes 3?
Oh yeah, I got you.
Jump to
That right there is cut. That's a whole cut right there.
3 verse 16.
This is Ecclesiastes chapter 3, verse 16. And moreover, I saw under the sun the place of judgment.
So wait, what's under the sun? The earth, man. So that means that the earth is a place of judgment. So when you go back into the spirit world, the Lord sends you your judgment, you come back onto the earth to play it out, man. Read that again.
It says, moreover, I saw under the sun the place of judgment, that wickedness was there, and the places of righteousness, that iniquity was there.
Right. This is spookism. You got Israelites now teaching spookism, man. They're trying to spook you out, man. That's crazy. We're supposed to, the Lord sent forth the true prophets to give you the truth.
Yeah, I was
You know?
just
But
Amos.
back in the scripture,
I was thinking
2 Edges 14 and 35.
Oh, you start 35?
Verse 34. 2 Edges chapter 14, verse 34. Therefore, if so be that ye will subdue your own understanding and reform your hearts, ye shall be kept alive, and after death ye shall obtain mercy.
And it says kept alive because at that time we were under the Babylonian captivity. But if we continue to be under the BaHaSham, then the Lord will keep us alive and have mercy upon us during that captivity, man. Which He did. We were allowed under the Syrian, under the Persian captivity, we were allowed to go back and build. Right? So if we continue to, in that time, seek Yahawashi, He would have mercy on us so that we will live. Right?
It says, for after death shall the judgment come, when we shall live again, and then shall the names of the righteous be manifest, and the works of the ungodly shall be declared.
Right, so once we go back to the spirit world, man, our judgment is set, and if we are, says the name of the righteous shall be manifest. Now, that ultimately, if we were on the planet Earth, man, and we were doing the will of Yahawashi, then our righteousness would be manifest, ultimately before the Lord. And that's why also the scriptures say it's better to have a good name, man. You know, a good name is better than precious ointment. So before the Lord, the Lord, however it plays out, you know, we don't know the wiring of it, man, intricate details. But ultimately, Lord say, you know, hey, you stood stiffly, all right, you did your thing for my name, man, you stayed faithful, paying your tithes, so forth and so on, right? So then in the next life, you know, you're gonna stand in your lot, man. You know, keep doing it.
And the reasons for this great death that's coming is so that the Lord can identify and you can understand what was wicked, what was the greatest wicked kingdom on the earth. You know, because really Babylon the Great was all of these other wicked dynasties that came and went, all in one. All the spirits, the evil spirits, the ideology, the sorcery, the witchcraft, all that is happening here, and it's more advanced and strong, man. You know. So the Lord is going to make a good riddance of it. All right, to the point where in the kingdom, even when the heathens look to the west, they're going to be reminded, all right, that the Lord destroyed Babylon the Great. Or let's say the scriptures of Jeremiah say they're going to be reminded when the Lord delivered the children of Israel out of the land of the north and wherever He had driven them. Because that's what ultimately you're going to remember. When you look over here in the kingdom, when you look to the west and see the smoke burning, it's going to remind you that the Lord delivered the children of Israel from out of the land of the north. Amos 9 and 8. He said it is a sinful. What did he say? Amos 9 and 8.
I can bring that up.
Yeah, just real quick.
Come. This is Amos chapter 9 and verse 8. Behold, the eyes of the Lord are upon the sinful kingdom, and I will destroy it from off the face of the earth, saying that I will not utterly destroy the house of Jacob, saith the Lord. Oh,
Right, that's basically the point.
yeah.
The Lord is not going to utterly destroy Jacob because he's going to save the elect. But the Lord said his eyes are upon the sinful kingdom, and he will destroy it from off the face of the earth. So it's really going to be a remembrance of two things. The Lord delivering his elect, and also the Lord destroying the wicked. Because all of the wicked here, starting with the Lord's people, to the actual wicked himself, the devil, Esau, Edom, that nation, and these other nations that take part in this wicked society, they're gonna be destroyed, man. What you got something about?
This is Rock 20 and 21, and it says, "There it is that is hindered from sinning through want, and when he taketh rest, he shall not be troubled."
See that? When he taketh rest, he shall not be troubled. Because when you die, you go to the spirit. And like the apostle brought out too, he mentioned in the scripture how Yahawashi spoke about how you just really at rest. You know, you really just sleeping. That's all. You're sleeping until it's your time to be alive again. You know?
Precept poetry. This is Job chapter 3, verse 17. There the wicked cease from troubling, and there the weary be at rest.
See? The weary be at rest. Because now you no longer feeling pain. You only feel pain in this flesh. That's why the brothers bringing out the scriptures. Judgment comes when you're under the sun. Judgment comes when you're in the flesh. Because that's the time when the Lord repays you. So if you, in your past life, done some wicked things, the Most High, when you die in that life, you go up before the Father, he judge you, and then he send you back into the earth to play out that judgment that he had set for you. Everything is written, man. You know, it's already wrote out. And that's why the Lord is also, he's going to actually put an end to it for us, his people committing iniquity and sin. The circle is going to, it's not going to be a revolving door, you know, for eternity. The Lord's going to put all this shit to an end. He's going to put all this wicked shit to an end, man. And he's going to let his people rule, starting with our Lord Yahawashi. Hey, the other nations going to have to keep our laws. So guess what? If they keep the laws, they'll be blessed. If they break the law, they'll be cursed. But we're going to be made perfect, as the Lord said. Because we're going to be set up as the judges, man. It's really simple, man. It's not complicated, man. Anybody believing in that shit, hell, and you die in eternity in the fire and your spirit, and you just Saracana, reenacted. Ain't you tired now?
Yeah.
But no, man. No.
And Mark, find how the worms is going to be there. So if you burning up, how the hell the worms is still good?
The worms will get burned up.
Yeah, the worms supposed to get, so I guess they burning hell for eternity.
So what happened to Sodom and Gomorrah? We made that an example. What was left there? Dirt and ashes, salt. Ain't no worms. You can't turn into a worm if your body get annihilated and blown into minerals, man. There's no bones. There's no skin, no flesh, no worms to eat. You became the dirt. Pick dirt up and slide it right off your hand. That's what you became. You know? So the Lord made that place an example. So he said this time, he's going to make it as a lake of fire. It's going to be a place where it's going to be nothing but fire here, man. Because all of the thermonuclear destruction, and when we think about it, the scriptures say how it's 200 million. We know that could be nuclear warheads, but the devastation going to be so great that the scripture says it's going to rock the earth to and fro. It's going to really reap. It's going to reap up the dirt and the core of the earth on the side, man. So where it's going to be it's going to be a great fire, man. It's common sense, man. It's really clear. Really, it's clear, man.
Facts for the people, but it's like,
Ooh, man. Like Choco. Keep throwing Choco, you know, in there. You know?
great fun.
Oh, but matter of fact, BaHaSham, somebody get Isaiah 34. Yeah, because the Lord said, great sacrifice. And he saw you that sacrifice. You know? Yeah, you get it.
I think I got a precept to go with that too. Because Yeah, Numbers 35.
Isaiah, I think it's Isaiah 34, but I say Ezekiel. Yeah. Or was it 35? No, start at 34. 34. Start at 1. Yeah.
Isaiah 34:1 says, "Come near, ye nations, to hear, and hearken, ye people. Let the earth hear, and all that is therein."
Yeah, let the earth hear and all that is therein. That's why the Lord sent forth the prophets. So you can hear what the Most High is going to say. Go ahead, huh?
The world with all things that come forth of it. For the indignation of the Lord is upon all nations.
And the word indignation means righteous anger. So guess what? Just because somebody's angry doesn't mean they're a wicked person. Because Esau likes to make it seem like when you get angry, you're a bad person. You can have righteous anger, man. Our Heavenly Father have righteous anger. We have righteous anger because we're looking forward to get the hell up out of here. We the ones being oppressed. So go ahead, huh?
And his fury is upon all their armies. He have utterly destroyed them.
Why is his fury upon their armies? Zephaniah 3 and 8. He said, my determination is to gather the nations to pour upon them my indignation. So the Lord is going to round up them. And why? And why wouldn't the Lord's fury be upon their armies? Because that's their teeth. Look at the Russians. Look at China. Oh, they looking bad, bro. I see the video. Brother showed me, you got the Chinese kids now in the classroom, breaking down the guns, putting them back together. They on Esau time. You know, we saw Russian children, Edomite children doing that. So Russia done hand over the blueprint to the Moabites, because they think they're going to rule the world. They have a mighty great army right now, man. You know? So the Lord's fury is upon them. That's their teeth. Once he annihilate their military, what do they have? Nothing, man. And what the scriptures say about our Lord, he's a man of war. What the scriptures say, vengeance belongeth to the Most High. You know? So go ahead, Al.
He hath delivered them to the slaughter. Their slain also shall be cast out, and their stink shall come out of their carcasses. And the mountains shall be melted with their blood, and all the hosts of heaven shall be dissolved, and the heavens shall be rolled together as a scroll. And all their hosts shall fall down as the leaf falleth off from the vine, as a falling fig from the fig tree. For my sword shall be bathed in heaven. Behold, it shall come down upon Idumea.
Idumea is Greek for Edom. So the Lord said his sword shall be bathed in heaven, and it shall come down upon Idumea, which is Greek for Edom. Go ahead, Al.
And upon the people of my curse to judgment. The sword of the Lord is filled with blood. It is made fat with fatness, and with the blood of lambs and goats, with the fat of the kidneys of rams. For the Lord Yahawah have a sacrifice in Bosra, and a great slaughter in the land of Idumea.
Right now, the land of Idumea is America. All right? Because these Edomites, this is their cash cow, this is their place, man. All right? So the Lord is going to bring this future prophecy upon you devils. This is what's going to turn into that lake of fire, man. And hell. All right? Not the eternal hell, but it's going to be a wrath of the Lord to where you're going to meet hell. You're going to get put to death. Grievous, man.
I got something, if that's okay. Done. Because honestly, this is all to actually a purification period to where it's gonna cleanse the earth, man. You know, Esau and this kingdom being burnt, man. So this is Numbers chapter 35 and 33. It says, "So ye shall not pollute the land wherein ye are, for the blood it defileth the land." And the land cannot be cleansed of the blood that is shed therein, but by the blood of him that shed it.
So you Edomites got to get your blood shed in the land that you shed it blood. That's the only way the Lord sees it fit. What makes it right is that your blood is spilled in the land where you spill blood.
Right.
See, our Heavenly Father is a righteous power, man. Hey, that's why it's important for us to wait patiently on the Lord. I'm saying it's a little early this week. You know, we get all mad. You know, I do. Get pissed off, going through shit. People aggravating you. You get stressed out, whatever the case may be. You're upset. Right. But you can't get madder than the Lord, man. Right. And, you know, with Esau, he think he bad because he got bombs, he got technology, he got rifles. And he could just, you know, think about it, man. This devil, he can take a gun. He can take this weapon and he can just air trigger or just push a trigger down and this shit sprays out death, man. But let me tell you this, man. Trump talked about bringing back the guillotine and the firing line. Well, when you get in front of the Lord's firing line, that's your ass, man. You see? Because Esau think he's bad, but he's not badder than the king of terror. That's right. Which is Yahawah. BaHaSham Yahawashi, man. So the Lord is going to make good, the Lord is going to make good riddance of these people, man. You know?
I got that right here. Continue on to Isaiah 34. It gets good. It says, verse 7, and the unicorn shall come down with them, and the bullocks with their bulls, and their land shall be soaked with blood, and their dust made with fatness. Verse 8, it says, for it is the day of the Lord's vengeance, in the year of recompense for the controversy of Zion, and the streams thereof shall be turned into pitch, and the dust thereof into brimstone, and the land thereof shall become burning pitch. It shall not be quenched night nor day. The smoke thereof shall go up forever, for generation to generation. It shall lie waste. None shall pass through it forever and ever. Right? And that's going back to the quenchful fire. It says, but the Salah. Yeah, that's pretty much it on that.
Yeah, that's the Lord said, the day of the Lord. You know, read that again.
It says, it shall not be quenched day nor night.
No, go up a little bit.
It says in the verse 8, and it is the day of the Lord's vengeance, and the year of recompense for the controversy of Zion.
And the year of recompense, the year of payback, the year of payback. Go ahead.
And the streets thereof shall be into pitch, and the dust thereof into brimstone.
And you know what that reminds me of? 2nd Exodus 9. Somebody can grab that real quick. 9 and 1. The Lord said he's going to visit this earth, which he made. So that means when the Lord visits this place is when he's going to visit this place in great wrath and indignation. You know, got it?
Yeah. 2nd Ezra 9 verse 1. He answered.
Go ahead.
Khan. He answered me then and said, measure thou the time diligently in itself, and when thou seest part of the signs past, which I have told thee before, then shalt thou understand that is the very same time wherein the highest will begin to visit the world which he made.
Yeah, when the Most High visits this place, he's going to destroy it. He's going to destroy the wicked out of it, man. The Lord is visiting this place now through the Spirit. Because in the book of 2nd Thessalonians, Apostle Paul tells us, hey, the Lord destroys them with the spirit of his mouth and then the brightness of his coming. So right now, Esau is being visited by the Lord, by the Lord's messengers, by speaking to them. You know, coming out here on the highways and byways, doing the epistles and shows throughout the week. Esau is listening and he knows. This is why he wants to bring great terror upon you. Because he can't touch the Lord, so they want to take tack on us. But it's all good because the Lord going to fight for us. When the Most High show that power, there's nothing that he can do. So read that again.
It says, verse 1.
Yeah.
He answered me then and said, measure thou the time diligently in itself, and when thou seest part of the signs past, which I had told thee before, then shalt thou understand that is the very same time wherein the highest will begin to visit the world which he made.
Yeah, he's going to visit. And you can tell that this is that time because look at the state of the world, man. Look how wicked these people are, man. Every day it's like it just gets more wickeder and wickeder. You know? This over-sexually, this over-sexual, sexualizing children now. They're passing unrighteous decrees that sexualize children. Man, if I showed y'all this clip, bro.
For the dancing Transformers?
Yeah.
Yeah, and the kids,
yeah,
I seen that shit yesterday,
oh,
bro.
my.
Oh, I seen that too. Yeah, I seen that
And
too.
then you got all these Edomites sitting there with babies
What's
and all
that,
that.
Sharon and all?
And they got Transformers doing all of these
Strip
nightclub dances, strip club dancing,
Straight up.
and they all
I seen
partnering
that.
with their daisies standing around.
Chairs and shit. Yeah, I
Yeah,
seen
man.
that shit. I seen that
I
shit.
looked at this shit, I was like, what should I do with this? I said, nah.
Yeah, I couldn't even like.
Yeah.
I stopped at like 1 minute in.
Yo, I was gonna make a video on it, but I was gonna have to put it on Odyssey. You know, put it on a different.
Super Bowl, that one?
No.
I got the video. I got the video.
No, I don't, bro. I couldn't even finish it.
It
I
just
couldn't
shows
finish
you
it.
that this is
That
that
was
time. The scriptures say, measure down the time diligently in itself. So you got to see these things, man. The height of wickedness is at a level to where the Most High has to judge this place. Yahawashi has to be coming back in this time because he said he would come. So we just read that, so continue.
Yeah. It says, verse 3, therefore when there shall be seen earthquakes and uproars of the people in the world.
Hey, we've been seeing earthquakes for many years now. It's so many earthquakes that's going on right now. You don't even make mention of it unless it really shake you.
They said, I just learned this the other day, from the 80s and the 90s, back then you'll have about 2-3 earthquakes back in those times. Now it's about damn near 20 to 30 earthquakes now, and ever since the 2000s came about.
Yeah, I believe you could download an app to detect, to detect all the earthquakes that happen. I think earthquakes happen every so minutes, every couple minutes. You know, whether they small or big, but that's big, man. And then it says uproars of the people. We've been seeing uproars of the people for a couple of years, and it's been getting worse and worse and worse. You know, you wait till Esau come down again with this thing he did in 2020, and these people ain't having it. It's gonna get the people mad or worse because he is coming after your privacy. He's coming after you not owning anything. You know, he wants to take from you. You know, for the little that you do have, if you have something. So it's going to really get destructive in him. And now look what he's doing. He's derailing all of these trains, chemical spills here, chemical spills there. This is not something that just happens. This is planned. They're doing this because they're trying to bring forth a famine. They're trying to get you into the way where you get not conditioned, you're uncomfortable with your living. Because in America, these people out here is too comfortable. They're too comfortable. You know?
He said that there only been a couple of earthquakes back then. Yeah, back then, like 80s and 90s. Yeah. There was 30 earthquakes in the world in the past hour.
Damn!
What?
What?
I don't know what to say about that.
In the past hour? So this is the time the Lord is visiting this earth.
What?
That reminds me of 2 Peter's. Peter's. We said, 3. We said, what measures, what manner of person are you to be? In all holy conversation and godliness, because the Lord is about to visit this place. And when the Lord visits this place, there is no talking, man. You're not going to be able to talk your way out of the Lord's wrath. When the Lord's bringing wrath, is get out the way. Principal fire, once again. Yeah. And principal fire, get out the way. Because the Most High is going to judge you. That's when the Lord is done. The judgment is set, man. That's why, the Lord shows mercy to us by giving us a chance to repent, man. And we give respect to our elders, man. You know, like who just passed away, Ariana. You know, who set the tone for this thing out here with the champs. The Lord worked through that, man. He went off, but hey, so what? Who is be the judge, man? You know, the scriptures tell you, what's that in Corinthians? Nah, sometimes your brain works, but sometimes it don't work. Which says, we shall bring a charge to the Most High correct. Yeah, we'll find it, bring it out. You got something?
No, I was going to say that it just came out that he did die.
Oh, he did? Oh, wow.
What?
Wow.
Yeah, they were saying that. I was all right.
Wow.
The spirit gonna come out.
Wow. Wow. Word?
It's the same brother that basically put on Apostle Charles Common for, I think his name is First Love Productions.
Yeah.
Just came out today and said that he had died.
Wow.
It was a high piece of y'all's, I think his nephew or his cousin, and then IUIC brought it out as well. So I don't know if it's true or not.
Right.
But I'm just telling you what he said.
Okay. That's good. Yeah, good information though. Wow.
Even the Dallas camp, they mentioned that they were saying that it's a spirit because here it is, you wait till a man die and to go ahead and destroy his name like that, radically dying. Like, no, that's the time when, you know, you can go ahead and give your honest and everything. But no, when somebody dies, you want to just go ahead and call them niggas and go bang Muslim like that. You know, that shows you how the spirit you're in. So,
you know, everything's going to be fulfilled. Let's say he didn't die. That's revealing everybody. Right. Following him in the first place. It's all the heaven.
You're not even supposed to rejoice when a brother fall out, man. You're not supposed to be rejoicing. Yes, I'm glad that nigga out. Hey, the Lord will overturn that judgment, bring him in and kick you out. So what happens when one dies?
The father will rejoice when he kills someone.
Right. Right.
So
You don't throw a party. Another quick one is the scripture says it's written while we're learning. So we learn from the accounts in the scripture. Another great account to actually focus in is David and Saul. Right there, man. David had a chance, but David was a humble man and he respected his elders, man. You know, he didn't take Saul out. He feared Yahawashi. He feared Saul. And Saul was made king over Israel. So you think the Most High went off when he made him king? He made a mistake? No. So you're supposed to give them reference, man, no matter what. Because there's some things that you have to leave it to the Most High to judge. Some things are out of our hands, man. I mean, what could we do anyway? We read the scriptures and we tell you, look, if you go off on the scriptures, hey, the Most High can go off on your ass. Now, when the Lord go off on you, hey, he told you, you fear the Lord. Everything's an example. But who's to say what the Lord is going to do? You know? The Lord can do what he wants, man. And then the Lord gave our God a lot of, man, he gave him the word, man. You know?
I got a precept. This is 2 Samuel chapter 1. I'll jump straight to the point. And this is when you had a young man, I believe he was out of the name of Amalek.
It's like it. You know something too? You know what it is too? Guys that don't respect their elders or fathers is because they're bastards. They don't respect their biological father. You don't understand or respect. You get this from home, yo. You get this from having a father in your life. It's just something inside of you that you respect these men. You know? Especially when you get to a certain age. Because I say when you hit 30, that's when you start looking at your father and asking questions about your fathers, his father and all that. I mean, you may ask younger than that, but when you get older, you start to realize, like, look, man, this is my identity. You know, this is where I come from. This is who I am. So you want to, you know, your parents and them getting older, so you want to kind of make sure you start thinking about them probably, you know, about to be out of here, be gone. They're going to be, you know. So you start thinking more maturely. But guys that disrespect their fathers because they're bastards, they disrespect their own biological fathers. That show you the character of a man, you know?
2 Samuel chapter 1 verse 10. So I stood upon him and slew him, because I was sure that he could not live after that he was fallen. And I took the crown that was upon his head and the bracelet that was on his arm, and I brought them hither unto my Lord. And David took hold on his clothes and rent them. And this is the man for telling the account that slew King Saul. Which reminds you, King Saul was giving David hell. But King David still gave reverence. Right? And it says, and had brought them hither unto my Lord. And David took hold on his clothes and rent them, and likewise all the men that were with him. And they mourned and wept and fasted unto evening for Saul, and for Jonathan his son, and for the people of Yahawah, and for the house of Israel, because they were fallen by the sword. And David said unto the young man that told him, Whence art thou? And he answered, I am the son of a stranger, the Amalekite. And David said unto him, How wast thou now afraid to stretch forth thy hand to destroy the Lord's anointed? And David called one of the young men and said, Go near and fall upon him. And he smote him that he died.
Yeah. It shows you how David honored Saul even after his death. You know? Because the Lord anointed him. That's why you gotta be careful and how you deal with brothers. Because you don't never know who you're talking to. You don't know who brothers are. You gotta respect brothers like you respect yourself. You don't know. Lord have favors, man. Certain brothers, men are back. They and their lot to do what they do. And if you go ahead and, hey, just think on the account with Moses and Mary. Moses wasn't around when Mary and Aaron was kicking in his back.
Yeah.
And what did the Lord do to Mary? You know, he punished her. He gave her leprosy. She was unclean for 7 days, man. But what Moses did, when he came back and found out, he cried. Asked the Lord, forgive my sister, man. You know, please. All right, she unclean for 7 days. You know, but he got pissed off with what he heard, what they were doing. You know? So how much more, you know, the men that's of the Lord's elect, man. In raw reality, real quick, I think I got
I got you.
somebody get Psalms 32. You know, because the elect is already written from the beginning. Now, we can't take this attitude and act like, you know, be like some guy that fell out, talk about, you know, if I'm the elect, you know, I'm gonna make it anyway. Not a nigga going. Yeah, wise guy, man. He done fell out. He thought he was always bright, super smart. Yeah, you know, he had all the experience, and this man was young. You know? And he said to this one of the brothers, you know, a while back, he said to him, you know, if I'm the elect, then I'm gonna make it anyway. And the nigga, you know, he gone. He ain't nowhere to be found. So you don't want to take on that type of prideful attitude, but you do want to be confident. That's why the scriptures say, give diligence to make your call and election sure. When we come before the Lord, we want to have our head, you know, up as if, you know, we gave it our all, not our heads down as if, you know, we're wicked men. We ain't do what our Lord said to do. If the Lord gave us talents, we double it. You want to go out there, you want to put your talent out there to bring back forth the Lord that money. Bring forth the Lord back, you know, what he gave you, man. You know, you want to double up. So now when you come before the Lord, I got you, hey, you know, all right, oh, water, you know. But guys that be knowing they done wrong, they, you know, you want to have confidence too, because it's a part of our faith. You got to have faith, man. So, you know, you got to know between the two. Go ahead, Doc.
So Psalm chapter 32, verse 1. Blessed is he whose transgression is forgiven, whose sin is covered.
Whose sin is covered. Whose sins are covered? The Lord's elect. Their sins are covered, man. They can't do no wrong, even though they can do wrong. You know? Let that sink in. He that got ears to hear, let him hear. They could do no wrong, but they could do wrong. Or they could do wrong, but they could do no wrong. Whatever you want to, you know, say. You got to have understanding, man. You know? This is why the Lord, this is why we live in faith now and grace. It's all about faith, man. It's all about faith. Because if the elect knew who they were, and they knew that they were going to make it, why would they teach the word? There'd be some prideful ninjas. Why wouldn't they want to be prideful? I'm making it. What you talking about? Matter of fact, you ain't making it. This nigga over here ain't making it telling me. You know? You'll be a prideful ninja, man. The Lord can't have us like that. He said, the meek shall inherit the earth. The meek meaning humble. You know, these men got those qualities of what the Lord loves, man, because he made them that way. Their personalities, the way that they judge according to the Lord loves those men. These are his men. You know, how he deals with a situation, how he suffers. You know, he deals with suffering in a way where a man in the world couldn't deal with it, man. He got to get his shit back. But here, brother, full of that fire, that pain inside of him, man, crying out. You know, the Lord loves them.
I was gonna say, if I may add too, like it says in scriptures that we have the mind of Yahawashi, and also we know what the Lord likes, and especially again coming from like, say you have your woman is supposed to be studying you. We're studying the Most High,
Right.
so then to where we know what he likes, we know what we want. We want to be a part of the apple of the Lord's eye. And the perfect example of a person that is not doing well is Elazar, man, because he's so prideful with the things that he says and everything like that, to where it's a scary thing, because again, we know the Lord, right? So it's scary to see that a guy like that is saying all these things. It's like, dang, you better watch out what you're saying, man.
That man, he gonna learn hard.
Yeah,
That's where the Lord got it, because he speak with great southern words. He speak like he already, like he the founder.
Yeah, man. Oh
And
my
this man
gosh.
Zakari ain't got more years than some of us brothers. Came in probably the same time. I think I got a little more on it.
I think we all
You know, not that banking on that matters, but I'm just got to speak about how is this man this young speaking like that? You know, you're supposed to have respect to your elders, man. But real quick, I was thinking about how the Lord said He's with those of a broken spirit, a broken heart,
Broken and contrite.
Spirit.
a broken heart and a contrite spirit. And you mentioned something, but you mentioned something that was in Baruch 4. So somebody,
I got it right here.
there you go.
Oh man.
So Baruch chapter 4, verse 4 says, O Israel, happy are we, for things that are pleasing to the Most High are made known unto us.
That's what it is, man. Yeah. Because again, if you want to be a good woman to your husband, you gotta study his every move, know what he likes and everything like that, and you want to be what he wants, you know. And that's what we are. We want to be in the likeness of Yahawashi, you know.
He said, I've likened Israel into a delicate woman.
Right, man.
The precept on how the hopefully like sins are covered, but you know that it comes with a catch, which is Colossians chapter 1, verse 22. To the point it says, in the body of his flesh through death, to present you holy and unblameable and unprovable in his sight, if ye continue in the faith, grounded and settled.
See, continue in the faith. What is faith? The evidence of things not seen. What's the rest?
Oh, the things hoped for.
Yeah. You know, sometimes great work good, and sometimes
What's that? Hebrews 8.
Hebrews 11:1.
Now faith is the substance of things hoped for,
There it is.
the evidence of things not seen.
So go back to the scripture, man.
Back in our Baruch chapter 4, verse 4, O Israel, happy are we.
Not that one. The one you just read.
Sorry. Back in Colossians chapter 1, verse 22, and the body of his flesh through death, to present you holy and unblameable and unreprovable in his sight.
That's perfect.
Hey,
So,
Salati.
hey,
Oh, Salati. Wait, can I? What's? I don't even know. Yeah, because it's very beautiful that we bring these out, because these are all the characteristics and traits that we need in order to be in the side of Yahawashi. Because you mentioned the word meek, and another word for meek is being modest, you know, and also another word for that is also being disciplined.
Right.
And these are the things we need to take on to, you know, to not be blamed, to not be blamed, you know, to also to look for Yahawashi to look upon us, man, to be accepted.
Yeah,
being modest, being disciplined, being meek, humble.
This is like a trial.
You know? Yeah.
Like when you got a basketball team, you have tryouts in the summertime. You know, you got all summer to work before the season starts. So you got your first day of tryouts. Coach sitting there with the assistant coach, you know, ball boy, and they all watching to see who good. Everybody, they tell you, look, we're gonna get 5-on-5, just play. He just sitting back saying, we got it. Okay, you got it. Okay, yeah, big man right there. Need a little work though, but definitely.
That jump shot.
You know, and then, all right, come back tomorrow. Niggas come back tomorrow. Play again, 5-on-5, you know? Oh, let's do these drills. You got a left hand, you got a right hand. It's a trial, you know? And for those that make the team, is for those that's actually good enough to be, that has the qualities of that coach to play on that team. So the coach is Yahawah Bashi Yahawashi. The coach is Yahawah. The assistant coach is Yahawashi. You know, look at it.
Yahawashi laid down the blueprint for us.
That's right.
Example, like follow.
Right.
Yeah.
And a lot of the times, the assistant coach is more closer to the players than the head coach. The assistant coach come in there and look, so you be more cool with the assistant coach than the head coach, because the head coach can get orders.
That is.
That's cute. You know the player that's trying to make the team, you be mad at the coach, like, man, why he always getting on me? Coach be like, you know, nah, this cause, you know what I'm saying, he like this, we want you to be that way.
That's
Coach is like the mediator.
heck yeah. He's the cool. That's not that is spiritual, man. Damn.
I'll finish real quick. Back in Colossians chapter 1, verse 23. If you continue in the faith, grounded and settled.
Grounded and settled. Oh, these are good words to me. It's crazy. You know, break it down. Grounded and settled, man. Because you shouldn't be what if. You shouldn't be winnowing. You know, today you all with it, and tomorrow you like, I don't know. What if? I don't know. Then yesterday you was like, yeah, I know. That's yo. You can't do that. You should be grounded and settled. You know, in your ground, in this work, in the foundation of the spirit of Yahawashi. You don't question your faith. You know, now demons do come in your ear. You get fucked up in the head sometimes, and they be crying out, asking prayer. But then the Lord always got the brothers doing shows to uplift you. You know, and it's seen, and you know it's the spirit of the Lord because you know we always every day look at YouTube, seeing what the apostles talk about, the bishops. You know, then you watching other brothers, all the brothers. And then when you're going through something, there's always a brother that did something that you need to watch. It's like you got this going on, then you always come across that video. Yo, that, you know, when you watching it. Man, I didn't even think about that scripture. You know, that's the Lord. And that's, hey, man, how the Lord gave the apostle that spirit to give brothers that order to push the work. It's very much needed. You know, it's very much needed, man. You know?
Hebrews 10 and 23, it says, let us hold fast the profession of our faith without wavering.
Without wavering. Yeah, wavering, man. You over here some, you over here some. That's a double-minded man. Scripture said a double-minded man is unstable in all his ways, man. He don't know his right from left. Yeah. You know, yeah, my bad. And the scriptures talk about walking the straight gate, which the straight is a difficulty. But it's a path, it's a journey, man. It's like walking a roll, a tightrope. You can't go over here, over there. You gotta stay straight, you know? So without wavering, man. That's why it's important to study, because this spookism that IUIC is speaking about with hell, it'll have some jakes walk the fuck out now. Israelites, man. They don't realize what they're doing, man. We're causing offenses with Lord's little ones. You know, that offense is a stumble. You will make certain men that's striving to eat the word, you're going to make them a stumble. You know, now, the scriptures say, Yahawashi say, neither can pluck them out of his hand, so they the elect, they may stumble, but they're going to get right back on board. Some of these guys that stumble, they're going to fall and ain't never going to get up, because they wasn't meant. You know? But the Lord said, if you stumble one of these little ones, he has though you should wrap the millstone around your neck, they should kill yourself, man. You know, because when the Lord gets to you for doing that to you, see, imagine this, man. Imagine you got dogs, man, and you a dog lover, you breed dogs, and you so happen to leave a dog with one of your best of friends or whoever, a neighbor, and you come back from vacation and the dog is dead or the dog been abused, you don't want to put hands on that man. Yo, I'm gonna kill you, dog, and then you find out, you go take to the vet, the dog was sodomized, the dog this and that. You gonna, the man, that owner of that dog gonna wanna hurt you the worst way. So imagine, the Lord said we are sheep. You doing this to his sheep. He gonna hurt you, man. You got more?
Jude 1 and 3, love, and I gave all diligence to write unto you the common salvation. It was needful for me to write unto you and exhort you, that you should earnestly contend for the faith which was once delivered unto the saints. So contend means you can fight for the faith. Right. That's what brothers do. If somebody comes with these doctrines, off doctrines, make videos, speak against it. And that way, it helps, sharpen. Right. Helps brothers, like you say,
Sharpen your skills.
Yeah.
This is Sirach 2 and 12. When we speak about going on that straight gate. It says, woe be to the fearful hearts and faint hands in the sinner that goeth two ways.
Woe means definite destruction. So definite destruction to those with faint heart. And read it again.
It says, woe be to fearful hearts, right, and faint hands in the sinner that goes two ways.
So the Lord don't like cowards, man. Be real with you. The Lord want a man that can stand the pain, that can suffer. And not Yahawah. He said it pleased him to lose his own son. What did Yahawashi say? They kept my words, they're gonna keep your words also. You know what happened with our Lord? He gave his body as a living sacrifice. He was, cruelly beaten. He was ridiculed. He was all that, man. He did no wrong, man. We know what he did wrong in Solomon, okay? His past sins and in a sense for us. But Yahawashi, he didn't do no wrong, man, okay? To be beaten that way, but it was for a reason. Because the Most High, he said it pleased him to lose his own son. It was already for written, you know?
Can I get something quick?
Wisdom of Solomon 2:11 and the RSV says, but let our might be our law of right, for what is weak proves itself to be useless. It says, but let our might be our law of right, for what is weak proves itself to be useless.
Damn. So what's weak proves itself to be useless, man. Remember, brothers watch Spartacus? And remember the front, the dude with the back? He couldn't put the shield up. Leonidas was like, nah, you know, because you're gonna get his mate killed. You're not strong. He wasn't strong enough to be committed in that army of 300 men. Because if you can't put, according to Spartacus, lose Leonidas, if you couldn't put your shield up to block yourself, that means that there's what they say, there's a hole in your saying, there's a hole within your
mind,
there's a hole. Kink
in your arm or a hole in your line.
Yeah, there's a kink in your arm, and then there's a weak. You know?
For example, like that movie Black Adam. No, actually the movie with the witch, that one witch that was in Marvel, what was that?
Doctor Strange.
Yeah, Doctor Strange, yeah. And pretty much they had their whole defense set up. And she got in the air of one dude that was on top of the building, and the whole defense collapsed.
Hey, I was just gonna say, scriptures say what? A little leaven leavened up the whole lump. So what? You have to, if a person is slacking, not doing what he's supposed to do, you gotta kick him out. You know?
Hey, even football, you do like a running back. You always say you find that hole to thrust through.
Oh yeah.
Not only that, in that Spartacus movie, 300. When he came through with the shield and everything, he was talking that good game. Oh, I've been doing this, I've been trained for so long, son from my father and my legacy. He talked a good game. That's why he say he practiced on his thrust and his spear.
Right,
you know what I'm saying? That's all niggas be. I'm all about the Lord, I'm all about the Lord. But when it comes to really defend the gospel, you really can't.
You condition,
You saying you were conditioned. Yeah, exactly.
He conditioned, but he couldn't take it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But I got something right here for this. This is going exactly what we're talking about. And I want to go back to what you were talking about. With that piece that you had. This is what we did. This is what we did when we started with this brother. All right, this is Philippians chapter 1. I'm gonna start at verse 14. It says, "And many of the brethren in the Lord, waxing confidence by my bonds, are much more bold to speak the word without fear." All right, that's what we're doing. It says, "Some indeed preach Yahawashi, even of envy and strife, and some also of goodwill." It says, the one preach Yahawashi contention, not sincerely, supposing to add affliction to my bonds. And that's what's wrong with these ninjas, man. All right. It says, "But the other of love, knowing that I am set for the defense of the gospel." And that's what we just did earlier when we started. The brother came out. Okay, I told this brother earlier, we were in the car, I'm like, damn, I wonder what we're going to talk about in the beginning when we first pull up at camp. Of course, the first thing we're going to do is we're on the bang, go like, fuck that. We're going to talk about this hell doctrine right now. We're going to stop it. That's what we're going to do. Wow, we love Yahawashi on shot. We're here to stop this foolishness, man, because and I know brothers, I don't know if it's the Vegas brother or that's one I remember, but he mentioned that the destruction of Israel really came about with all these false doctrines and all these philosophies that we believed in. You know, here comes the prophet trying to get right. You won't believe it. And here comes your short destruction. So yeah,
Let's check out sports. You know, going back to the sports, comparing it. You know, on the basketball team, you know, you won't deny a guy that's going to play defense. Even if the guy ain't good on offense, you're gonna be like, he's 6 man, yo. He can help us on the team. He gonna make the team. So playing the defense is good.
Got leverage. They could got the offense, but
He fuck with you.
Dennis Rodman. I think one game he had 0 points, 20 rebounds.
He helped the greatest. The greatest of all time. It ain't no LeBron.
Oh my.
You know? He was used in a good way to win a championship.
Gonna be a time where we gonna have our hands in.
Like robbing a bank or some shit.
That's what it seems like, right?
This is the book of 2 Timothy, chapter 2, verse 15. And you know, so many of our people full of shit, man. Like you ask somebody if they believe in hell, you know, they gonna say yeah. And then you ask them to, you know, show me in the Bible, they're not going to say to the party.
Struggle.
Probably the woman.
Yeah, it's a woman.
But anyway, man, you ask them to teach it to me, they wouldn't be able to because they're just going off of what they hear ultimately, man. But what the scripture say, 2 Timothy 2:15, study to show thyself approved unto the Most High. You're supposed to be able to answer, be ready to give an answer. It goes to show a lot of our people is full of shit. And that's why scripture say you have need that one teach you again. That's what says, study to show thyself approved unto the Most High, a workman that needeth not to be ashamed, rightly dividing the word of truth. And ultimately you need Yahawashi with you. That's why Yahawashi said that he's going to come and sup with them, man. He's going to knock. And if any man here so again, study to show thyself approved unto the Most High, a workman that needeth not to be ashamed, rightly dividing the word of truth, but shun profane and vain babblings, for they will increase unto more ungodliness. So we come out to ultimately to defend the gospel as well, man. You know, to exhort, uplift, to warn our people, and to teach the right doctrine. So we got people that say, oh, they always speak about other camp, they just haters. No, we're all fulfilling the scriptures, man. If you teach the right thing, then nobody would have to get on your case.
Right. Other camps too. Vain babbling.
Yeah, a lot of these guys, man, some of these guys just popped up yesterday, man. Maybe just a few years ago. They speak like they're vanguards, or they like the brains of this thing, man. You know? It's for us to be humble, man. You know? But it's the 2 Corinthians chapter 10 and 3. For though we walk in the flesh, we do not war after the flesh. For the weapons of our warfare are not carnal, but mighty through the Most High to pulling down of strongholds. It's like you were getting into. You know, the Lord comes up with you. He not. He comes up with you, meaning in your mind. Then he says, not be ashamed. Study to show ourselves not to be ashamed of paraphrasing. Because now when someone comes with that vain babbling, or they come with some bullshit, you already know that this person don't have understanding. And so if there's a form, then you can actually give them that understanding. You can correct them if they have a righteous, sincere heart. But it says, verse 4, for the weapons of our warfare are not carnal, but mighty through the Most High of pulling down of strongholds. So the doctrine of Yahawashi pulls down every stronghold that holds Israel back from the truth. You know? So it says, casting down imaginations, because they imagine these things like the spookism of hell. You know, that IUIC is teaching them. You know? It says, casting down imaginations and every high thing that exalt itself against the knowledge of the Most High. So when it, like for example, coming against the knowledge of the Most High. You know, Yuval Noah Harari, he mentioned in videos that he said we don't need the Most High. He said we're basically surpassed him. He said all he did was with agriculture. You know, he would destroy our crops and do this and that. We could make our own food now. You know, and things like that. So they're coming against the true knowledge of the Most High. That's why the Lord said he hates you, Edomites. That's why that great devastation, the lake of fire, is going to be for your kingdom. He's going to make you that sacrifice, man. And that reminder, all right, that you should never ever cross the Most High in that wicked way, because you are the wicked. You know? The Lord is really showing us who the wicked is, man.
If I can make a point, you know, it's beautiful that I brought it out. I was thinking about also going to show you, like, we got to bring up Esau, because it also says in Revelations 20 how these devils shall be released a little season, and he shall deceive the earth. You know, so that deceit is going out. You know what I'm saying? Now we know, you know, what's the image, you know what I'm saying? What's his mark and all of that, man. You gotta know that.
Yeah, this wickedness had to increase in order for us to get that understanding. You know? Now we see, now we know. It says, casting down imaginations and every high thing that exalts itself against the knowledge of Yahawah, and bringing into captivity every thought to the obedience of a Mashiach Yahawashi. So not only that the Lord breaks it down, he says, and bringeth into captivity, meaning you've been raped. Your mind has been raped. You've been taken by force. Because you know what happens? Somebody get food for thought. Word quick and powerful. Because when this word go out and it gets into your conscience and your thoughts, you know, it rapes you. It rapes you. It got you. Because now you thought that you had the truth, and now you realize you didn't. And now you can't sleep. Or you get mad. Or then you try to go wrestle with the scriptures. Nah, man. Nah, I'm gonna prove them wrong. Scriptures don't say that. Scriptures say this, yo. Now I'm gonna do a 4-hour lesson talking about the bark of the pieces. It's not the chip. The bark of the pieces, not the chip.
They're not talking about
You know?
the bark of the pieces.
It's a 4-hour lesson. A 5-hour lesson, you know? They're gonna wrestle with the scriptures, and then only one little part of it you're gonna talk about. 5-hour lesson. You know?
Like I was telling the brothers last week before y'all got here, it don't make no sense because they saying the mark is sin,
Right.
right? But the commandments were given to us. So we the only ones that can sin. What is sin? Transgression of the law.
Right.
So if the mark of the beast is sin, that means only Israelites is gonna die and everybody else is good.
Right. That's a good
basically what's going on.
Man.
That makes no sense.
Yeah.
And then you got the hell doctrine now, where there's no such thing as hell, but there's a place that you burn for eternity. But then you read Romans 11 when it says all Israel shall be saved. It just don't add up.
Right. And that
It don't add up.
Reincarnation either.
Yeah, that's
You might
another
say
thing.
that.
And then there's
Yesterday they were saying that Nate was Elijah.
Word?
Yeah, remember that?
What?
I think they were saying like Nate was like Elijah or something like that. Y'all know
They're
that?
saying that?
Nate was the one that brought it up. Well, he said if it's true, say if it's true, that's what they were saying.
So that's why they worship him like that.
Yeah. They was trying to say he was like Elijah or somebody.
The Almighty
I got the picture in my phone.
That nigga is something else.
They ain't gonna make it. They got that picture, brother. See it? They
Yeah.
got the.
Yeah.
That's why he take the.
What the, you know what I'm saying? With the shit on.
Like they where your house at, man? What the hell is you?
Yeah, that girl crying.
On white garment and
Oh,
shit. Bishop.
They white. Crazy, man. Dudes want to be worshipped, man. That's bad, man. Don't worship us, man. You know, worship Yahawah, Yahawashi, man. You're taking glory from the Lord. We ain't nothing but messengers, man. Hoping to be something in the Lord, man. You know?
It says Hebrews chapter 4 verse 12. The word of Yahawah is quick and powerful and sharper than any two-edged sword.
Hey, the Lord said his word is quick, meaning, and it's powerful. Boom! Sharper, sleek, you know, than any two-edged sword, because the two-edged sword cut both sides. So if you swing that this way, you're getting cut. Lord, swing. Oh, you want to go there?
Yeah.
You want to go there? You want to go up there? Look, where you want to go? Where you want to go? Get that precept. Yeah, get that precept. Oh, word? Get that definition real quick. You know, that's the Lord's word.
Tell me what you think.
Yeah, right. No, don't bring it out. Don't bring it out.
Yeah, word that. You want to put the sword down.
No.
You know?
Piercing even to dividing asunder of soul and spirit.
It says piercing even to the dividing of the soul and spirit, meaning it cuts that deep. It cuts that deep where somebody want to kill you, bro. Somebody want to take you out because of what you're saying. I remember back in the day, we used to be over there in the hot summers, how these niggas used to be out here, these wanted to fight you and shit, they pulled out a gun. All because we teaching. We would be teaching to the wind, but it'd be something that you said that triggered it. It's like we speak and then people get emotional. It's like, nah, bro, but what you saying though, like all that shit. It's like not even talking to you, but you offended because the word of the Lord is cutting into their spirit. You got jokers that come up to the camps, brothers' camps. When they hear the word, they either gonna. The scripture's so powerful. Even if, go ahead, Slock, I'm jumping ahead.
It says, and of the joints and marrow,
Joints and marrow.
and is a discerner of
Right. Or it says the joints and marrow, meaning the bones. It makes the bones move. It makes you, make you move, man. That's why certain people act out. They can't help but lash out. It's the demons that's on them, man. Remember the account with Yahawashi when he said, Lord, is it our time yet? He's going to torment us before our time. Yahawashi took them demons that leased off him and put them on the pigs. Because he the word. He was the word made flesh. All he had to do was come in their presence, man.
Straight up.
He's speaking it. Yahawashi just had to speak it.
Yes.
Demons, shit. It's our time,
It's our time, yeah.
They trembled with Yahawashi, man. He the word.
It says, it is a discerner of the thoughts and intents of the heart.
Meaning it make you think and make you discern. You sitting there. Nah. Yo, really? Yo, give me that again.
That's in the Bible.
It's discerning your thoughts. Now
Yes.
you go home, you can't sleep. Yo, y'all heard today. You ever heard this before? You the Israelite,
Yep.
Man, yo. That's the Lord's word, man.
It's reminding you, like, the words in general hurt somebody, but the Lord's word is like 10 times more powerful. Like with Stephen, he started talking, and afterwards, they were pricked to the heart.
Right. Oh, they were mad. Yeah. They were mad.
How do you have things?
You gotta bring this up. This is St. John 3:8. And I'll read it in the ISV. It says the wind blows where it wants to. You hear its sound, you don't know where it comes from or where it is going. That's the way it is with everyone who is born in the spirit. It's like brother was saying, you can be standing around, you get hurt because you know how it's windy outside, you got mad jackets on, that wind's still gonna get through,
Right.
It's always getting affected.
Always get affected. The Lord had this word go out for years. Starting with our Leviticus. That's why we give respect to our fathers, man. Our elders. Okay, who laid it down. The fathers, the spiritual fathers, man. They laid it down. The Lord used this word, and now look, it's 2023. It's all around the world. You got brothers outside the country, even if they're not a GreatMillStone, but they got the foundation. This came from New York, man. The elders is in New York. This is the tribe sign and all this. Like, this is around the world. Like, it's around the world. Somebody give Matthew 24, 14. Right. So it's like, how could you, even if the man did go off, still pay respect? Like you said, he might not even be born. But that's a test. Either way, it's a test, man.
Habakkuk chapter 2 and verse 14 says, the earth shall be filled with the knowledge of the glory of Yahawah as the waters cover the sea. So the earth, it's like knowledge of the truth all around the world. That's why via the internet. That's the precept the brother, Matthew 24. Word going across pretty much four corners. So, the truth is out there. It's out there.
Somebody can grab the internet scripture. Psalm 18.
You sure on Matthew? You mean Matthew 24?
Matthew 24 too. You got it.
Oh, okay, good. 28?
It might be 14 to 28.
John, you look for...
End of the world.
Matthew 24.
Yeah, go ahead.
Matthew 24 and 14. And this gospel of the kingdom shall be preached in all the world for a witness unto all nations, and then shall the end come.
Now, BaHaSham, you look up the word world. See what the Lord said about that word world. I believe it's one per minute. It should be.
I'll try.
Or even if it is cosmos, the Israelites, they need to hear this word. But the Lord did set up the prophets to the nations like he did with Jeremiah.
I got different.
You got it?
Yeah. Oikaminte.
Woo! Oh, praise God. But I didn't know. I didn't look it up. Well, I knew, but I didn't look it up. So yeah, Oikamine mean the entire world. So they mean the gospel of the Lord got to go across the world. And then shall the end. We're closer to that end. The end, which tells you the end in 2nd Ezra 6. Get that 2nd Ezra 6 from 6. Yeah, you bring it up. Well, matter of fact, somebody get second after 6 and 6.
You get it right now.
Because that end of the world was in here second after 6.
I got it right here. Second Ezra 6 and verse 6. Then did I consider these things, and they all were made through me alone, and through none other. But, by me also they shall be ended.
See, the Lord has an ending. He said, by me shall be ended. And he's staking claim to all the works of the earth is his. All the works of the Lord is his, man. And you know the Most High exists because we exist. We are alive, breathing souls right now in flesh. So you know there's a Most High. And I had this little, not debate, but a little talk about a couple days, maybe a week now ago. But he was talking about how the Most High exists. And the Lord, let's say if the demons are real, let's say if you know, they worship demons every day, these deities, and they act like these deities run the earth. These deities are under the power of
Hey, I got it. Yeah.
But like these deities are highly worshipped among these celebrities, among the elites, among all these guys that's witches and warlocks. They worship these deities like they're God. They're not the true power. They're not the true power. You know? And you know, and if you know that, if you understand that witchcraft is real, sorcery is real, evil spirits are real, conjuring demons, spirits, you gotta know that the Most High exists. You know? You got it.
Where's it at? It worked. Is it on? Oh, it's not in. Nah, it ain't on. Hold on, let me see. Oh, there you go.
But it's basically, you know, if you know that those things are real, these deities, you know these deities are real, you gotta know the Most High is real. Think about it, man. Who created all of these animals and different exotic creatures, man? Who created the fishes in the oceans? You can't just appear here, as Esau would tell you, with the Big Bang theory. That's why it says theory. Because it's a theory, it's not a fact.
Right.
And you gotta look at the circle of life, how it is. It's a circle. It's every fowl has its circle of life. That's birds, humans, nations, our circle, animals, ants, insects, bees. All these things play their part in the earth. The Most High set this up. You see? So you gotta know the Most High exists, man. You breathing.
So I say like one hand wash the other. That's pretty much like how it is with the earth. You know what I mean? You got this insect that does this for the fertilizer and shit, and that creates this for another animals to come on and do this. You know what I mean? That's and it just goes in a chain. They got it right in the Lion King. That's one thing they got right.
Right, circle of life.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. I believe horse manure and cow manure helps the soil with grass to grow.
They sell that shit.
Yeah.
I got something. So Isaiah 29 and 16. Surely your turning of things upside down shall be esteemed as the potter's clay. For shall the work say of him that made it, he made me not? Or shall the thing framed say of him that framed it, he had no understanding?
Right. Yeah. Read that again.
It says, Isaiah 29 and 16 says, surely your turning of things upside down shall be esteemed as the potter's clay. For shall the work say of him that made it, he made me not?
Yeah, because there it is, you know, Esau was created to be the wicked. And that's just the way the Lord set it up. Now, let's say I created a phone. How can my phone tell me, you know, or tell me what to do? That's like a pair of shoes, man. Let's imagine, let's say you had a red shirt, or let's a blue shirt, red shirt, whatever. And you went in the closet to wear it again, and the shirt itself changed colors. You know? It don't work that way. Read it again.
Isaiah 29 and 16. Surely your turning of things upside down shall be esteemed as the potter's clay.
Everything today is turned upside down in a way. You know? Because they call wicked, what's that, Isaiah 5? They call evil good and good, evil. You know, everything is all messed up because of this devil. You know, we no longer is really us as people or nations, tribes. We no longer survivors of the earth. You know, we no longer have a connection with nature. You know, because the way that you eat here is all bad. All right, you're not supposed to eat breakfast, lunch, and dinner. The way we used to be outside back then, the way we used to trade, the way we used to have business, and used to have our home. You don't have these things, and they've even taken you further away from these things. Being outside now without a hat, you get sick. You used to be outside without a hat before, you know, you didn't get sick. If you stay in the house, if you don't go out to the parks and deal with bacteria, that natural bacteria, when you are sheltered away from that, and then when you finally have contact with it, you get sick. But somebody that be outside all the time is immune to it, because there's certain bacteria that's out, it's open. You know, that you touch and smell. Go to the park, there's certain bacteria there that you know, that resonates with you and make your immune system strong. Somebody else that never come outside, they come outside, oh my God, you know? So it's like we're being stripped from the earth which the Lord made, man.
Go ahead. Because Esau want us in lose habitat, you know what I mean? Take us away from all natural elements, like you said. We come from the dirt, so why wouldn't we supposed to be around it? You know what I mean?
Right.
It all makes perfect sense that we're supposed to be around the elements that we're created from, because that will only strengthen us. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's where all the soil, the minerals, and everything come from in the first place.
Yeah, you think about it, maybe remind me the herbs. We don't, well, we do, but Jake and Mahone, they don't take herbs. You know, they take medicine. Not to go all into that because of the, you know, but they take the prescription medicine. That's chemical. You don't need it. All you need is to find the right herb. They basically, you know, it's not a thing for Jake to grow up. That's why we need the Lord. We need to get back to the ways of old. You don't have physicians no more growing up naturally because it's a family business. My pops was a physician, my grandfather was a physician, so I'm a grandson and I learned the herbs being young, being around it. You don't have these. You got this dude up the hill that hate being in there with his father. One dude we know, every time we go in there, yeah, it's one. Nigga like, yo, you put all these herbs in here, man, all that knowledge. You want to be out there partying and shit. You feel like you're missing out on his life.
Like then the bitch walk in the store and you all out. Now you want to talk, you want to liven up. Nigga, what about the herbs? Shit crazy, man.
He got all that knowledge in the herbs because he was raised that way.
Size 13.
If you think about it, you know, it's dying out. Look at the women. Look at the woman. There's no more feminists in these women anymore. You know, they teaching feminists, but they're no more ladylike, soft, delicate, being a servant. You know, loving their husbands, teachers, good teachers, you know, teaching children and other women to do right. It's all wild and crazy. We don't have that skill anymore. All the skills that we had to make us great is dying out because we're living in this wicked society. You're living in this illusion of a life. This is not a life, man. You know?
Habakkuk chapter.
Hey, real quick, you're not supposed to dedicate your life to chasing the goddamn bag, man. Niggas' perception of life is chasing the bag. And it's been trickled down to these women out here. Gotta get that bag. Everything is about making a bag. You act like making money is gonna bring you to heaven or something. You know, niggas be out here trying to make all the money that they can make when they already have a little bit. And they trying to make more because they trying to outshine the shine. They trying to outshine their own shyness, man. Guys are greedy. Some of these women, they get bags because they prostitute. They don't call it prostitution. They don't shake their ass in a go-go club. You know, they do a little thing for a piece of change. You know, but they don't call themselves prostitutes. Everything is about chasing the bag. That's not a life, man. That's not a life. And now, looking at these different podcasts, the Lord is peeking it back up in there. Because now these women, certain women are realizing you don't have a life unless you got a husband. That's what they realizing now. You've been tricked by the devil. Esau himself, he done lied to you, thinking that you can go out there and get your own career. You can, but now when you hit 30, you ain't gonna find nobody that wants you. Because ain't nobody gonna want to deal with your selfishness, your attitude, and then they got the nerve to have a priority of high maintenance standards that a man's supposed to match you in the bank. You went out here and sacrificed your life for this great career, making all this money, you got everything you want to be a single woman, and now you can't find a companion, you can't find a man, you know, that's on your level. A man that's on your level ain't gonna want you because he ain't gonna want to deal with your selfishness. He's gonna rather go for something that's sweet, something that is soft, and not deal with a headache. You know, so these women been lied to, and now you're realizing, looking stupid out here. You know, but it's like.
So the book of Habakkuk, chapter 2, verse 4.
Hey, you need a husband. Women need husbands. They need men, and it's coming down. And I see why the Lord is peeking that back up in there because it's around that time. It's around that time to where shit get bad and women gonna chase men again. You're gonna be all over. The scriptures tell us, Isaiah 4:1, 7 women shall cleave to one man. You know? So that means that what? One man is gonna have multiple women. Because the word, the number 7 is just completion. So he's gonna have multiple wives, man. Go ahead.
Habakkuk chapter 2, verse 4. Behold, his soul which is lifted up is not upright in him, but the just shall live by his faith. There also, because he transgresseth by wine, he is a proud man, neither keepeth at home, who enlarges his desire as hell, and is as death. It cannot be satisfied. And so he is as death, which is why. That's why he doesn't teach herbs, man. You know, and teach the medicine instead, just enough to get you by. But he doesn't teach the actual true like healing, man. Okay, and he pretty much goes out of his way to sabotage anything that's teaching to actually sustain for yourself. Which is why you got to pretty much tap dance around what you say. You know, even for us, or otherwise you'll get astray, man. But what we're saying is according to the scriptures.
Well, I did have something. Oh, you got something? This is Isaiah chapter 24, verse 4. The earth mourneth and fadeth away. The world languisheth and fadeth away. The holy people of the earth do languish. The earth also is to fall under the inhabitants thereof, because they have transgressed the laws, changed the ordinance, and broken the everlasting covenant. You know, this is why we're in a negative state right now, man. You know, we transgressed the earth, going back to the garden, man. You know, the scriptures talk about us, by the sweat of thy brow, we should eat our bread. You know, and this is why we're in the situation that we are in now. Even the changing the ordinances of nature and everything. What's that guy? What's his name again? Numa armed robbery. I'll just go. It's a tongue twister. It's one of those. But here it is that Esau is trying to so-called help nature by destroying nature. You know what I'm saying? Trying to create their own thing. You know, your brothers always have to bring out that Psalms 2. They imagine a vain thing. Here it is Esau trying to create his own thing. You know, poking the finger at what they call God, which is Yahawashi, you know, trying to establish his own kingdom.
Yeah, you know, you're gonna find out the hard way that he's not the God of the earth. He's not the man of the earth anymore. You know, at a certain time, you get played out. Your time is up. You got athletes great athletes that do a great work as far as their athletic ability, and they get these championships, they get these accolades, you know, this name, but then their time is up. Esau is trying to be forever, everlasting. No, you devils gotta go. The Lord has gotta get you up out of here, man. You know, they want to take us into this damn future of not owning nothing, but we'll be happy, as they said.
Yep. Let's see one more thing too. I was saying this real quick though, because there's a lot of companies now that are being sold out, like companies that were good for like organic. There's a list of organic companies now that we know that pretty much sold out and pretty much now are under the guise of good roots now. They have under this umbrella. BlackRock is one of the top companies that are enhancing that conglomerates. And now under those conglomerates now, we got Pepsi Cola, the Coca-Cola, all these companies now merging together, and they forming this type of conglomerate, you know. So a lot of these companies now, now they're advertising the
spray.
huh? No, the berries, the berries is good for us.
Berries?
Huh? It's not berries. Huh?
You said berries?
Yeah.
Blackberries?
No, the berries are good for the herb store. That's good for us.
Elderberry.
Oh, elderberry. Elderberry. Yeah, they're advertising the elderberry stock. They're advertising the elderberries now. Mainstream media, man. Something wrong with that. You know what I'm saying? They're pushing that mainstream media now, man. If I can find a list, there's a list of companies that sold out, and they sold the company to these big corporations now. So now the ingredients are being changed, and a lot of the organic products that we use, man, even down to the deodorant.
And then they're trying to say that it's because of the ultimately that inflation that came too. You know, dating all the way back to the sea. They said that some certain things that we always used to get, they gotta replace certain ingredients within it, you know, to bring it forth and continue to have it. So it's everything is getting weaker and weaker, man. I got some because you mentioned how they're trying to destroy the earth by helping the earth, man. Help the earth by destroying it. And this is the book of Revelation, chapter 11, verse 18. It says, "And the nations were angry, and thy wrath is come, in the time of the dead, that they should be judged, and that thou shouldest give reward unto thy servants, the prophets, and to the saints, and them that fear thy name, small and great, and shouldest destroy them which destroy the earth."
Yeah, even the trees gonna rejoice when you devils get taken out of power, man. Isaiah 14. You know, because this devil, it's amazing, man. It's amazing what the hell these ideas and hostages are. He put up a video for brothers to watch. Ukraine. I watched it on the Redacted show. There was a report here on how the technology went up. They basically used that war to bring in technology, to bring in war for this beast system. You know? So now you realizing what this whole little war thing is about. More so, you know? Which will turn into a third world war, Lord willing. Right?
And even led to the famine as well. They were saying that because of the Ukraine war, they can't produce a lot of these foods because of Ukraine. That's like a big producer of wheat.
Yeah.
Which leads into what the brother always been talking about. This that will kill Gates. Want to have everybody feeding off of his farm foods.
Yeah, and the ultimate leads to the C-hit at the TV. You know, so like the Apostle said, one step left. You know, we almost there. We're doing all that around here, man. Like brother Bob just mentioned how these corporations are coming together under that umbrella. He saw it, he know what he's doing.
Even too, Bill Gates. Now he owns damn near all the potato factories. You know, that's like one of the #1 foods in America. Food cuisines like potatoes, French fries and shit. You know, just all that crazy shit. Then we mentioned about the herbs and elderberry. Look at when what's that old dude's name? The herbalist cat. Yeah, Dr. Sebi. When he died, what happened? They started promoting him. Sea moss. Everybody in the world was selling sea moss at that time. Right after that, the sea moss is getting weaker and weaker. Now what? They say you could just make sea moss right in your pool. Easy as hell. The different chemicals, everything changes. Yeah, everything changes. Then they tell you, it's real sea moss when you have sand on it. When you go ahead and throw in your sink, all that sand off and everything. You have to do that no more.
Fake sea moss got you. When you go get sea moss, and you got too much salt on it, it's fake. If it's salty, it's fake.
But then you got niggas in the Caribbean. Yeah, man. I got the sea moss. Order it now. They give you a little sale, black business, shit like that, and then boom, it's your own destruction.
So at the end of the day, everything relies on faith in Yahawashi. Everything you eat, somebody mentioned. I saw this video. Either might mention about Coca-Cola, Pepsi. He was talking about the ingredients. I forgot the name of it, the ingredient in it. But he said, this is why you should not drink Pepsi. But he said, guess what? This is why you should not eat this and eat this and eat this. Because the same ingredient within Pepsi is in all these other different foods. So it's like there's no way of getting away from eating bad shit. You know? So you need Yahawashi now, man. You need the Lord.
You mentioned, you said Bill Gates owned the potato factories. Potato factory. It was a potato famine in Ireland in the mid-1800s. So I might, might be trying to do something with that. Maybe that's why he's doing it.
They was eating potatoes and something that come out of a lamb's ass during that time. They made, I forgot how this shit went, but when I was doing a little bit of research on it, there was something out of a lamb's ass or some shit like that. Like some type of, some shit.
I got one. The book of Isaiah.
This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 32, verse, I'll start at the top. Behold, a king shall reign in righteousness, and princes shall rule in judgment. And a man shall be as an hiding place from the wind, and a covert from the tempest. As rivers of water in a dry place, as a shadow of a great rock in a weary land. You know, the scriptures say how the Lord's servant shall eat, man. So, whatever the fuck's going on, Yahawashi Yahawashi is going to have food for us. And it says, in the eyes of them that see, and the eyes of them that see shall not be dim, and the ears of them that hear shall hearken. The heart also of the rash shall understand knowledge, and the tongue of the stammerer shall be ready to speak plainly. The vile person shall no more be called liberal, nor the churl said to be bountiful. And I had seen an article this week that was saying how the so-called conspiracy theorists, you know, the things that are going on in the earth, it's showing that they're not actually a conspiracy, but, you know, you should listen to them. You know, so the people are seeing, and even the scriptures say how in Job, how every hand of the wicked shall come upon you. Because the people are going to start seeing the wickedness of Esau, Edom. And even the scriptures saying Ezra, how, you know, they shall not regard their kings or princes. But their actions shall stand upon it in their hands. So people are starting to see the wickedness of Esau, Edom. You know, and that's why this internet is going to go, and the scriptures say, which is a major prophecy, which even they saying in Taiwan now, that they're going to start charging people. I mean, they're going to start like jailing people and charging them for putting out disinformation.
You saw when I rolled out this ID too, smart ID. Basically, they have to register. Like basically, everywhere you go, you're gonna have to be identified. You can't even get on a computer without your identification. You know, how they want to link everything to this beast system, man. But I got a quick precept. This is Ezekiel 4:13, and Yahawah said, "Even thus shall the children of Israel eat the foul bread among the Gentiles, whether I will drive them." You know? So we eat the foul bread that's been tampered. The food you eat is all been tampered, man. You know?
I got it. Even the brother was mentioning about the news and shit. I know brothers been seeing, they talking a lot about that Dr. Fauci, that Dr. Fauci cat, and how the so-called you know, that part, you know, the COVID thing. How all of it was pretty much, you know, a sham and everything, how it all came from China, this, that, and the third. They're going to court about the shit. But here it is, they put on the internet, but they always try to sweep it under the rug so the mass of the people don't see this. Because what are niggas focusing on? Focusing on fucking RuPaul's Drag Race and fucking Basketball Wives and shit like that. You know, what's the new Netflix movie? Niggas don't give a fuck about none of that. But it's, like we mentioned before, how the world needs a new management. You know, some brothers be talking about. Because the way how the so-called white man is managing this world is horrible. Everything he does and he messes it up. Oh, we can't let them know, sweep it under the rug. You know, no, you fucked up. You know how it is when you say you're a leader of a project in the school and you take on the main part and you fuck it up. You fuck it up for the whole team. But no, you can't hide that. It is so-called white man trying to do that, but it ain't gonna work. You know?
Whereas the East Palestine Dam just collapsed, releasing toxic derailment sludge into the local waterways. Right, so all this shit is being set up.
Yeah.
They're killing the water, right? It's going to make the land infertile. This is going to lead to what? Famine. Yeah. This is what all these things are being set up for.
This woman in TikTok, she said, if I can remember, man, she said over 30 incidents happened this year. I think, or this month, this year so far, with train derailing, chemical spills, and all that. So they purposely doing it. Yeah.
And then so I second as 9, man, because we're only 8 weeks in, and all this shit is happening. 8 weeks into the so-called new year,
Right.
and all this shit is happening, man. Measure out the time diligently in itself.
So they're working on making things uncomfortable and actually destroying the circle, the every, you know, how you get your food and your water. They're destroying animals, man. So, real quick, I gotta
Yeah, you got it.
Isaiah 24:5. The earth also is defiled under the inhabitants thereof, because they have transgressed the laws, changed the ordinances, broken the everlasting covenant. Therefore have the curse devoured the earth, and they that dwell therein are desolate. Therefore the inhabitants of the earth are burned, and few men left. And basically it really talks about Israel, but Esau's doing this shit, man, as we speak. Transgressive. It says because they have transgressed the law, changed the ordinances. They changed ordinances, man. They don't even need dirt no more to grow nothing. Just orders. What's that? They call it hydro. How you can plant something like plants don't need dirt. Do it in order, something like that. It's called hydro something.
But that's why we gotta grab Isaiah 14, because that's going into basically that so-called hell doctrine, which says death and hell was cast into the lake of fire, man. Because this earth, hell is a condition which America orchestrates hell upon the earth, man. Which America is ran by Esau Edom, man.
Hey, a lot of the stuff that they see on the shelves and in the stores, pretty much stuff that's banned everywhere else in the world, man.
Yeah.
That's in the foods here, man. A lot of these, and our worst enemy is sugar. Sugar, they put sugar in everything. That's our worst enemy. And where in Europe, where they ban this stuff that you use here in the United States, they use sugar cane for a lot of their products. Natural sugar, not sugar cane. But a lot of these engineered complex sugars that they put in their products, man, are no good for us, man. Now, and they put sugar in everything, man. Sugar is in everything, man. That's our worst enemy.
And so Proverbs 29:2, when the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice. But when the wicked bear rule, the people mourn. So the people are mourning, man. You even had that documentary a couple years ago, The Social Dilemma. And you even have teenagers that are killing themselves at an all-time high.
Yeah.
Now they just approved that you could pretty much start working at like 15 years old. So you got, you become like of age, like starting, coming up, maybe like what, 13? So you got 2 years to pretty much enjoy yourself before you got to get your ass to work, right? At 15 years old. And then from 15 all the way up until your 60, you're supposed to just work, right, for this damn devil, man. And you barely get any time for yourself.
I got some plan on taking people's 401k.
Yeah.
Working for nothing.
Hey, man, I just had an uncle that just came out, that just got his retirement a couple weeks ago. He's been working all his life. And he ain't got shit to do because everybody's fucking dead. It's depressing, all right? I went up and went to go see this lady a couple weeks ago at a restaurant. This was my aunt and shit. I ain't seen in a while. First thing I told her was, how you doing? I went up to her, how you doing? First thing she tells me is, my brother died. Like, damn, bitch, you couldn't just say like hello back? It was just death that she's doing. It's nothing but death. Death, all right, depression, all right? People are dying everywhere you go, all right? You might have lost a couple of cousins, a couple of uncles along the way, aunts and shit. That's another thing, the family structure, all right? You only get the chance to be around your brother, your sister, your sister, your family and shit, your uncles. You don't even know them motherfuckers. You haven't seen your uncles in years. They live down the street. Your family structure is completely fucking destroyed, man. You go to work, you gotta, no, that's another thing. You go to work, you got that one nigga that just don't want to work, don't want to do shit, right? You ain't got that one person to try hard and want to snitch on you because you ain't doing your job correctly the way they see fit. The world is just a fucking disgusting place, man.
And move into the spectrum. And a lot of people are going to get their beds down, man, because that 401k, man, a lot of people are dependent on that, man. I said a lot of people in the workplace, man, they really banking on that, man, to sustain them, man, for when they walk out that door, man, and retire, man. These people think they think they got it all figured out, man. And it's tied to the stock market, okay? So now, for them to bring in this money system, of course they got to destroy the stock market, man. So there goes with the 401k, man. The 401k is done, you know?
That's why the elders support us to take out our 401k now.
Right.
We got some.
I've been saying that, man. People was looking at me like I was crazy. I've been saying that, man. You better take it and get something tangible with it, man. You know what I'm saying? Get something tangible with it while you can, man. You know, hey, take the tax hit or whatever, man. Just take that bread, get that bread. And there was an opportunity for people to take it because during the pandemic, you know, they had a grace period where you were able to take it out and not get taxed for it.
Yeah,
So so a lot of people, you know, they was able to take advantage of that and whatever, and get themselves. And people actually went and bought houses, man, and got their ass out the city. So people was doing their thing with it, though, man. But now they closed the door on that, man. So you know, but if you're still able to grab it, man. I got something real quick. This is I don't know if this is Revelation 11, verse 18. And the nations were angry, and thy wrath is come, and the time of the dead, that they should be judged. And thou shouldest give reward unto the servants, the prophets, and to the saints, and them that fear thy name, small and great, and shouldest destroy them that destroy the earth. And who's controlling the earth, man? That's destroying the earth, man. You know, purposely, man. You know, and that's really the Lord's putting this man to do that, man, on the left hand side, man. You know, and really just bringing this and funneling this place to his knees, man.
Right.
You know.
I got something to add to you, brother. This is Isaiah 14:4. It says 14:3. It shall come to pass in the day that Yahawah shall give thee rest from thy sorrow and from thy fear and from the hard bondage wherein thou was made to serve, that thou shalt take up this proverb against the king of Babylon and say, how hath the oppressor ceased, the golden city ceased? The Lord hath broken the staff of the wicked and the scepter of the rulers.
It's gonna be a beautiful day, man. The Lord break this place down. This place is really out of here, man. You know, that's gonna be a beautiful day. You know, that's when this place no longer can oppress you. Esau can't oppress you with a system. And the Lord gonna break down this beast system because He's gonna annihilate it with thermonuclear destruction. You know, He's gonna take it all out. Everything that they built, He's gonna destroy. He's setting up all these new infrastructures right now. You know, throughout the world, they're setting up the new infrastructure for the new system. The way to buy and sell. They gotta they gotta install these things so they can automatically force you to go that way because there will be no other way. So right now they're installing shit, you know, and tying companies like the brother mentioned, putting them together, you know. Meanwhile, they got you distracted by other shit. You know, next thing you know, it's gonna be like, hold on, I gotta do that. What? When they start doing this at? You know, that's how he coming, man, because he's trying to. He needs to hurry up, but he also is trying to ease his way in. You know?
Yeah, he's gonna have to, man. He's gonna have to say fuck it, man. It says in Revelation 12:12. Yeah, because Revelation 12:12, Isaiah 32:7, people are gonna start seeing this devil for what he is. He's gonna have to, you know, pull a curtain back and just say fuck it.
Yeah, show his wounds. Pull that curtain back and show his face, show his hand that he's been hiding for so long. He's gonna let loose those contractors. He got set up with brothers, you know, all red pilled and, you know, those even Edomites that's out there speaking against him. You know, it's a millions of people, man, you know, that's against this devil. You know, it really is. You know, you got us as Israelites, but they still got a bigger problem. You know, it's few of us, but it's many of them. These whistleblowers, all these guys setting up, you got doomsday preppers.
Right.
These guys that doomsday prep, they've been prepping for years, man. You got some guys that doomsday prep for 10 years. We think he's set, man. You know, they tell you in their little videos, we told you guys, now or never. Better say, you know, to not prep, you're an idiot. You're an idiot. You know, that's just, you know, we don't do these videos, you know, just to, you know, we do these videos to help you, you know, prep, you know, get it while you can. It's crazy, man. You know, because they think they're going to be better off, but really, they're not. At the end of the day, the Lord will destroy this place with thermonuclear destruction. So I would argue.
Real quick, too, you got Alex Jones trying to put the spirit of 1776ers, you know, meaning pretty much 76 is going to happen all over again, where they're going to have to overthrow a tyrannical government. So you got a lot of Edomites and a lot of veterans that are pretty much training up their communities. All right, a lot of Edomites, even Jake among them, that train up like communities to be able to fight against ultimate government, man. So they got a lot on their plate, man.
Yeah, and mind control, they ready for that. You know, what they're going to do, they're going to send out their technology, artificial intelligence, drones, robots. So, you know, this uproar that will happen, they're going to have to deal with a bunch of non-humans, you know, robots and shit, technology. Esau feel like that technology gonna wipe your ass out quick, you know. And then it's gonna put you into captivity.
That's right.
But anyway, go ahead, the Lord, hey, you gotta. That's his mind frame. That's Esau's mind frame. That's what he believes in.
The Lord hath broken the staff of the wicked and the scepter of the rulers. He who smote the people in wrath with a continual stroke, he that ruleth the nations in anger is persecuted and none hindered.
He said with a continued stroke, meaning he don't let up. He didn't let up, man. Every day is people working, man. You ain't got nothing, you don't own nothing, you're working a 9 to 5, you're getting good. You're getting all this money taken away from you, you know? You're trying to pay your bills, but the bill's going up. You know? You don't have no ownership of anything. Anything you think you own, they take it away from you. This is amazing.
Hamster wheel.
It's a continued work. It's like, you know, I remember I graduated from high school and shit, and like my senior year, you know, they started prepping me for college and all that shit. I remember telling my pops, I was like, when I realized, I was like, so you mean to tell me I gotta work for the rest of my life? He was like,
everybody go through that.
What the hell you thought? Yeah. I said, I gotta work forever? I ain't working for, what the fuck is this? I was mad as hell when I realized, like, I gotta work forever? like, yo.
That's why I never want to have no job. I just want to be an entrepreneur. That was it. You know what I'm saying? I never want no job.
I remember he was like, what the hell you thought? You going to all this school and you act like you just realized that. I said, I did.
Yeah.
Damn, I did. I was like, what the fuck?
As long as Esau's in rulership, that's what it's going to be. I looked it up. It says only 15 years out of the entirety of the 244 years the United States has been in existence have been peaceful. Only 15 years without conflict. So, and the closer we get to this World War III, you got to understand that all this inflation is going to go harder. As a matter of fact, they said in Ukraine, they said I think the bill already is like 42, something like 42 billion. You know, who do you think gonna put that bill? You know,
yo, you go inside the supermarket right now, 5, 6, 7 items gonna run you like $60, $70. It's crazy. It's crazy, man. You go to the supermarket, got some fruit, got a couple of canned lotions, you know what I'm saying, for your stomach. You know, they got a little snack on the side. You know, if you want to get something, it's like 7 items. You go ring this shit up, $75. What you talking about? Yo, take that shit off. It's like $75. Yo, like, yo, it's crazy, yo. This is
Just
crazy.
make you want to just go back like, yo, let me just get $5 worth of turkey.
That's what I do. Yo, that's, hey.
You get a loaf of bread.
That's it.
Get some beef
Brothers live
around.
off of turkey.
I'm taking it back right now. Fuck that.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy now, man. I'm telling you, you're feeling it, man. You're gonna feel it, man.
And like the brother said, man, who gonna foot the bill? They already violated our income taxes, man. You know, I got like $400 less than I usually do.
Hey, I got a family member, man. She worked hard, bro. Now she owes the state. She owes the state about like $1,000, something like that. It was like $1,000 she owed back. I'm like, what the fuck? How does that even happen?
Right.
You paid too much money. That's crazy.
Soon you're gonna see cash on the ground like in Venezuela had.
Right.
Okay, you gonna use it for a fucking bonfire, man. Because them dollar bills ain't gonna be worth shit. All these years, these niggas done died and killed and robbed and stole all over that damn paper money, man. Eventually, they ain't gonna be nothing. That's all it was in the beginning, was just paper. Now everything gonna be a digital number, man, on the screen. And not just a digital number, but it's gonna be backed by credit. You're gonna have to have a carbon, they say the carbon footprint. That's gonna be behind that. You're gonna have to have a certain credit in order to buy certain, like the movie episode 1 Million Merits. You're gonna have to have a certain amount of credits in order to actually travel. You're gonna have to have a certain amount of credits in order to buy certain foods. So everything gonna be on a credit-based system. And credits is determined by your behavior. This is crazy. This is crazy. So whatever you think and think, you're supposed to have the C-hip inside you because they want to also monitor you. They said the street lights is going to be monitored, man. They're changing the infrastructure of the street lights. One dude who showed you, he was a technician, he was up there pulling the street light down. He said, well, look what we got here. And then he pulled the little plastic part off, and then he pulled something down, took the light bulb out, and he pulled something else down, and it just popped down and it said 5G. You know? He said, oh, it's technology. This stuff is
Dang,
to
man.
to identify you everywhere you go. Imagine somebody tracking you everywhere you go and knowing what you're thinking about.
Damn, bro.
You in the bathroom taking a dump, they want to know what you're thinking about. You was laughing, they want to know what you're laughing about. Oh, you got mad when this person said that, they want to know that you was mad. They want to have jobs to where the goddamn boss can read your brain pattern and determine, are you concentrating or not? Are you fucking kidding me? And you gotta be, this nigga gonna be in my head? You gonna be in my brain?
Nah, I'm thinking about your daughter right now.
Ain't no fucking way. And if I get a bad thought, he could fire me because they could run my shit through a computer and say, look, you know, you've been dealing with a lot of anger lately. Imagine somebody coming up to you, you've been dealing with a lot of anger lately. I'm gonna need you to stop with all that anger. You know, you got one more time.
No, it's indignation,
Imagine that
huh?
shit, man. You be sitting here like, you ain't even say nothing. Just look at it. Like, the fuck? That's the power. This is not a, we laugh or whatever,
crazy.
but it's reality in their mind. This is their mindset for the world.
I'll never get a
This
job.
is what the World Economic Forum is speaking about in the forums. You know?
Hey, if you want to see how it really goes, man, if you really look at what Moab is doing, man, in the city, man. How Moab moves, man. They already primed in, man. You know what I'm saying? They already got the technology. They already got the you know, with a lot of the things with payment system. They already using the watches and everything else. And even when Apple comes out with something new, guess who's online? Moab. Moab's online, man. Moab got the line locked down, man. Any new technology that's coming out, they're already being plugged into the man. They keeping themselves plugged into the crate.
Yo, hey,
You know that's a black woman.
it's funny how you say that, right? Because yesterday, I took a lift, and there was a group, there was a Moabite, and he had the camera, like the watching this guy. He had that camera, and he's watching me, and then he had his barcode stickers to his face, his digital barcode on the window. And I'm looking in the car, and I'm like, this nigga ready for the chip. He gonna take that chip. Like he all in there with technology. He's quiet, you know, doing this like a robot. Like literally don't move his neck, don't bob nothing, it's just stiff like a robot. Is he real? But he had his name, he had his digital ID, the circle with the scan, he had the camera on you, he had all that technology in his car. I said, yo, this dude ready for the chip. I'm ready for it.
And the way they move and their personality, man, they're just somber. They're somber. They don't have no real reaction to nothing. You know what I'm saying? They just go about the business. They're quiet. A lot of them are a little bit on the timid side. They're still goofy as hell because they don't use no common sense though, man. You know what I'm saying? You gotta understand something about Moabites. Moabites and Ammonites is that they excel. They excel in education. It's because they are subservient. They're subservient people, naturally. You know what I'm saying? So everything so when you tell them, when you give them something, they easily can regurgitate it. You know what I'm saying? All this food system is about is regurgitating learning. That's it. I teach you something, and you regurgitate it back to me. That's how they excel in class. You know what I'm saying? That's why they excel in the classroom. They just know how to process and know how to regurgitate something that you are programmed them to learn. That's all it is, man. But common sense though, common sense will get them killed, man, because they goofy, they just stupid, they goofy as hell, man. They don't understand common sense, man. And they need to give out common sense classes in college. You know, common sense 101, 101, 102, 103. You know what I'm saying?
And regarding the Ammon and Moab too, you said they're regurgitating the education and everything. Mind you, they're always with fucking Esau. Always, even in biblical times. Ammon and Moab are always with Esau teaming up. And here it is now. Now they have who do they get their guns from? I was just you watched The Last Samurai, right? Last Samurai with my man, where the fuck is his name? This might be Jake, maybe not. They brought that Western mentality with the guns and everything over them, onto them, took on their philosophies with the guns and shit, thinking they were badass, forgetting about their culture. It's always about Esau and Ammon and Moab coming together, and that's what they're doing with us.
Ishmael and Ham fucking sort of heavy.
Yeah, heavy too, yeah. And that's how it always been. See, I said, even in biblical times, it was always like that. Moab, Ammon, and Esau, always coming together against
Ishmael
us.
over here, he hides his quick.
Yep.
They relate. They relate. They got relations together. They mix well together.
Hey, they score high on the post office test, man. Moab, man. It gets high scoring ball, and that really both of us, man. It's been we've extended learning and basically memorization. You know,
well, that's why a lot of the asses come over here. A lot of these heathens come over here. They're taught to come over here and get money, man. Get that money, get an education. They're not in America to fuck around, man. They're in America to get that money. Meanwhile, Jacobs is learning, hood nigga shit, just being goofy without a care in the world, man. But that's why the scripture speaks about how everyone is gonna go back into his own lane. They're gonna see that, hey, shit, this is it. It's time for us to go back. People that have been here for years gonna try and get back, try and go back. It's gonna be too late for their ass.
Yeah, just to mention too, tomorrow's the Passover going on. Remembrance when the Lord passed over Egypt. He saved the Israelites. So, hey, this is another spiritual Passover coming up. Reverse. Well, it's good. Hopefully the Lord pass over us this time, take us up, change us. Don't leave us here to be destroyed with the wicked. So that's why this is important to repent. Be in good spirit, care. Be in good spirit with the Lord. Remember the scriptures.
This is Genesis chapter 3, verse 17. And unto Adam he said, because thou hast hearkened unto the voice of thy wife, and hast eaten of the tree which I have commanded thee, saying, thou shalt not eat of it. Cursed is the ground for thy sake. In sorrow shalt thou eat of it all the days of thy life. Thorns and thistles shall they bring forth to thee, and thou shalt eat the herb of the field. And in the sweat of thy face shalt thou eat bread, till thou return to the ground. For out of it was not thou taken, for dust thou art, and unto dust thou shalt return. And that's basically what we're in now, man. The land languishing away from this point on, you know what I'm saying? And pretty much, man, by the sweat of thy face, man, we eat our bread, man. This is why, people work, die working, man. When people die on the job and working and a lot of times, man, when a Jake dies, man, Jake ain't got his whole situation together, man. Finances together, man. You know what I'm saying? He got no burial plans, no plot. You know what I'm saying? The family fighting over fucking $86 and shit. And it's real disgusting, man. How people are, man. I know a Seminite woman, her mother passed away, man, and the way the family acted, man, it's disgusting, man. It's disgusting, man. All of them are grabbing just what they can just get, man. You know what I'm saying? And already been plotting. They've already been plotting because of her mother's health deteriorating. They was already plotting, man. The brother's plotting. You know what I'm saying? The wife and the brother plotting with the son and with the brother and pushing him to do certain things and it's disgusting, man. It's disgusting how we live in this ain't living, man. This ain't living, man.
Somebody get out there in first chapter.
Real quick, that's the curse, man. Curse now comes in and goes up. Isaiah chapter 1. Isaiah chapter 1, verse 1.
Somebody grab Exodus 12 and 23. We can end this with that. A couple of verses in that. A couple of passages.
This is Isaiah 1 and 1. The vision of Isaiah, the son of Amos, which he saw concerning Judah and Jerusalem in the days of Uzziah, Jotham, Ahaz, and Hezekiah, kings of Judah. Hear, O heavens, and give ear, O earth. For Yahawah, BaHaSham, has spoken. I have nourished and brought up children, and they have rebelled against me.
That's Israel. Judah, the tribe of Judah, which are the so-called Negroes, because today they're like the worst. You're the worst tribe on this planet, man. Well, excuse me, you're the worst tribe of the Israelites. Go and see, because you're the ones that set trends, the ones that the other nations look up to. But then you're the worst, And that's because you're that top tribe, though. That's the reason, man. Like the woman herself, the black woman, one of the worst women of the tribes, man, right now. Soon, the Lord make her right. So you're top tribe.
Verse 3, the ox knows his owner, and the ass his master's crib. But Israel does not know, My people do not consider.
That's so true. The Lord compared you to animals. These animals know their owner. They know their home. They'll go back to get fed. They know where they live. But it says Israel, you don't even consider. Jake don't consider because all they care about is getting high, chasing the bag. You know, they over-sexualize. You know, gotta get some ass. She trying to hop on some ride. She going out, getting drunk. You know? That's all Israel care about. Well, this hip-hop rap music. We always speak about the hip-hop rap music because it's a stronghold on Jake. It's a heavy influence on Jake's perception of life. They really look at entertainment, they look at hip-hop as if, you know, or rap artists or whatever they are, rappers, you know, they look at them like that's the way of life that they want. And it's a fake facade life. These rappers are not happy, you know? And really, they entertainers. That stuff you see on TV, the cars in the background, a lot of it is just the entertainment. That's all it is. Excuse me. All of it is the entertainment. It's not a real lifestyle, man. Even though they want to live it. Half these dudes, they done sold their soul and got a 360 deal. So really, when they do a video shoot, it's not real. They ain't really like that. They might got a house they renting out of. They living better than you. But here it is. You got this perception of life like this is what you want your life to be like. You got Nick. Anyway, go ahead. It's like go in on Nick.
It's the spirit that comes with that rapping shit, and this dude who's like new at my job. Pretty much, he came in my whip with me. Of course, he wanted to listen to his damn music and shit. And like when I'm talking to him, man, I'm looking at him like, yo, you think I'm in an interview with your ass right now? Like his spirit was like as if I'm interviewing him, like if he's on Vlad or something. He talking like, yeah. I'm like, this nigga think he's in an interview right now.
Oh man,
you know, this is a spirit that comes with that shit. Like you're not a rock star, bro. Like chill out with that shit, man. So that rap shit is not it, bro. It's not. I'm telling you, man. The spirit that comes with that shit.
Devil of spirit. Hey, to be fair, just because they do nice with lyrics is cool. But the rap shit on TV in Hollywood is off. It's weird. It's off. It's a demonic spirit, man. You know, just throw that out there. Because some brothers are artists. Some brothers have got word. They got wordsmith. They good with words. They were rappers. And they were good at it. Ain't nothing wrong with having that talent. It's okay. That's Yahawashi your gift. That's one of your gifts. But to follow and be influenced by today's hip hop and rap music and to want to be on stage and be praised and like you a god, to walk around with that pride, you know, and have the bitches on your dick and all that. This shit is off, man. It's the demonic, man. And you don't understand what's going on in the back door with them dudes that have that sort of life.
Yeah, cool.
You know, to have that love, that worship from the people in the world. You know, they're being worshipped by people. But go ahead,
Do that back door too. Yeah. Hey man, and Pimp C was going in on them, man. That's why they offered Pimp C, man. Pimp C wasn't holding back the punches, man. You know, he was exposing it, man. And that was the persona of he had the persona of a real man, man. Right. That yo, what the fuck is going on in there, yo, and he was exposing it, man.
So back in Isaiah chapter 1, verse 4, it says, a sinful nation of people laden with iniquity, a seed of evildoers.
That's what's happening now. That's what you still are. A seed of evil. That's what Jake is, man. They don't know how to do anything right. All they is good for is being evil. Right? Which is being trouble. You know? They know how to cause trouble, man. You know? Oh, man. That's sometimes, man, you know, just your everyday walk. Go, you know, get a little high before the gym. And to hear these niggas conversating, this nigga in here just talking about how he's smashing this nigga girl.
Yo,
this
for
nigga,
real.
and it's like, and this the thing, Jake, you know, it was just me and him. So I know he's talking like this to try to impress me, because that's what niggas do. Niggas gotta talk out loud and try to be like, act like they that dude. So they on the phone, but they know you there, and they let you hear their whole conversation, and he's styling. Nigga talking about having sex with this nigga, this man's wife, and the girl, she basically don't want him, the man's wife don't want him to have sex with another girl, his ex-girlfriend. Basically, he telling her, yo, you with a whole dude and you mad at me, jealous of me, and she don't want to talk to him no more because this nigga trying to get back with his ex. But she's married. And I'm talking about legally married, because he said she was legally married. And I'm sitting here just going in the locker and shit like that. I'm like, yo, niggas is wicked, man. But he think that he's impressing me because he, you know what I mean? On my mind, I'm like, this nigga a fucking demon, man. He's the same niggas that they'll hop on your woman. If your woman allow it, them niggas gotta be killed, man. Them niggas gotta be destroyed. Niggas are wicked. If you for adultery, the Most High should destroy you. You know? Straight up and down, man. But that's the world we live. Latin with evildoers, man. You know, that's Jake. That's what's promoted. That's what's promoted. That's how you be a nigga. You want to be a nigga one-on-one? Talk about adultery, smoke weed, other nigga in there. Yo, I'm not home right, I'm at the gym right now. Yo, he sell. This nigga hustling. He got his phone buzzing. Somebody trying to come to the gym, I drop, hurry up though. Like, that's not like, yo, niggas is always on some wicked shit. They don't know how to do good. You got one nigga that's adulterous, one nigga out here selling drugs, and they supposed to be doing something positive at the damn gym. You know? That fuck type of shit. But that's what niggas are on, man. These women, go ahead, man, slack it, man.
Go ahead, man. This is Proverbs 12. I'm sorry, Proverbs 12 verse 26. The righteous is more excellent than his neighbor, but the way of the wicked seduceth them.
Hey, that's the engineered black culture, man. Engineered black culture. Everything that Jake does, man, is engineered black culture, man. By Esau Edom, man. You know. All right. And you want to talk about this whole this trap music that's out? You know, who's financing it, man? You know, what the big meeting that they had, man. The secret meeting that they had back in the late 80s, early 90s, man. Of how they wanted to change the direction of rap music, man, and rap about certain things. And if you talked about consciousness, though, you're gonna be ducked, you know. And then building up the whole conglomerate of private prison systems behind it, man. You know. All right, and Jake is easily manipulated, easily manipulated by Esau. This devil got a lot to pay for, man. Because you pulling the strings and you're seducing the spirit of the children of Israel, man.
Back in Isaiah chapter 1, verse 4, a sinful nation, a people laden with iniquity, a seed of evildoers, children that are corrupters. They have forsaken Yahawah BaHaSham Rawchaa. They have provoked the Holy One of Israel unto anger. They are gone away backward. Hey, and there was a woman who I did a lesson on her ass. She said, where in the manual of bad bitches does it say I have to be humble? So she was saying just because she thinks she looks pretty, that pretty women don't have to be humble to anybody. You know, they can just shit on anybody they want. They can have their head held high.
She don't understand how life works. What you put in is what you get out. You reap what you sow. If you evil, you nasty and mean, let's say take tax on people or whatever you do, evil, it comes back. That's the whole thing. And it don't have to come back that day. It don't have to come back next week. It can come back 7 months from now. And now all of a sudden you crying and saying I didn't do nothing. You did do something. You know? It's amazing how these people don't understand. It's like these people, the pride in the man is I see why the Lord hates him, because niggas be feeling himself. When a nigga feeling himself, he's playing himself. He don't realize it because he's feeling himself. He's playing himself. He just playing himself. A lot of these guys, these niggas, they assume you a nigga because the way you dress, talking out loud, spreading their business. All I'm saying is nigga playing himself. Why you telling me that? Why you trying to let me hear that? I ain't like that if you think I am. But I'm saying in my mind, a nigga playing himself because he's feeling himself.
Can I get a quick one?
Go ahead.
This is Ecclesiastes chapter 8, verse 11. Because sentence against the evil work is not executed speedily, therefore the heart of the sons of men is fully set in them to do evil.
That go for that woman. You know? She's fully set her to do evil because judgment don't come back quick enough. See, this is another thing. You know, sometimes catching hell and shit. And the first thing that comes to my mind, me personally, not to talk about myself, but just to share with brothers, it may help you. You know, I'll be like, damn, what the fuck I do? I ain't do nothing. You in all reality, I humble down because it's like, I did do something. And you sin every day. Not intentionally, but sometimes you do go off, and then it's like, damn, I don't deserve this. And then I say, no, I do deserve this for whatever I've done. You know what I'm saying? And then it's just like, you gotta just take this, eat it. Don't get mad and lash out and try to, just eat it, because the Lord is gonna, what's the word? He's gonna revenge for you. He's gonna revenge you, man. It's Michael, man. He said, he said, because I sinned against the Lord, I will wait for the Lord. Roughly about.
You obey the indignation of the Lord.
Yeah,
And the Lord will exalt you in due time.
Yeah. Yep. So sometimes you just gotta bite down on it, man. But because you gotta know you did go off. So jokers out here that be acting like they shit don't stink. They got a horrible day coming for their ass, man.
Yeah. It says, verse 5, Isaiah 1 and 5. Why should you be stricken anymore? You will revolt more and more. The whole head is sick, and the whole heart faint.
That's so true. You try to tell somebody about their problems. If they ain't trying to hear it, they ain't trying to hear it. They only gonna get madder because you're telling them that they already know what's wrong. It's like you really gotta just back off and let them come and ask for the truth. Because if you sitting there trying to correct them and tell them in the midst of them being angry and mad and evil, and it's like it's just making the problem worse. So really, you gotta ignore them and let them feel they backlash when they come. Then they come and go, well, what you think? What I should, nigga? Now you want to see. But when I was trying to tell you, you was getting more mad at me and shit. Like I'm the problem, Hey, that's Jake on the whole, as the Lord said, man. They will revolt more and more and more.
Hosea 5:15. I will go to my place until they acknowledge their offense. In their affliction, they will seek me early.
And that's what he do. Oh, okay.
Hey, bitch ass Jake, man. Bitch ass Jake want to be a drug dealer. The drug dealer want to be a rapper. The rapper want to be an athlete. The athlete want to be a rapper. You know what I'm saying?
Ja Morant. This fucking all the shit he going through now, Ja Morant. Well, last year, the whole shit where he got into a situation with a 17-year-old kid on the basketball court. Supposedly punched the ball in the head and flashed the gun on him. Throwing up all these gang signs and all this shit. Now, just yesterday, he's on IG Live or whatever with all his chains and grilling, and he inside the club act like he wilding. He didn't show a gun. Now he's actually suspended for a couple of games. He had to apologize. Ja Morant. Yeah.
And before that, the whole thing in the mall parking lot.
Yeah. There was after the game with the Indiana Pacers. Some of his boys, I was with him in the car, pointed a gun with a beam on it towards like some of the Pacers staff. You know what I mean? Like what the fuck? They were like, you making hundreds of millions of dollars, and you putting all that shit at risk. And he's an amazing player, but you an asshole. You a dickhead. You're stupid.
And
he's street, man.
He's over to tarnish his brand.
And you see how he grew up. He got the family portrait and he all looking geeked out and shit. Like, he wasn't like that, man. Why you trying to do that shit now, man? That shit corny, man.
He never got, he one of them kids from the suburbs that wanted to be over here in the hood. You living out there, yeah, many of these niggas, man. You live up there in a good home, but you come down here every day to these blocks over here so you could be down with niggas and you can get your real rep. Then you go back home to your school and you pump them niggas up there because you be over here. That's him. That's him, man. Corny as hell, man.
Hey, and you just reward the company you keep, man. You know, a bunch of niggas, man. You know what I'm saying? And they're not gonna have their best decision at hand, man. They're gonna get you in the hot water, man. You know?
Nigga counsel.
You know, the scriptures speak about you walking in the same way with a bold fellow, man. You know?
King Solomon's son. And he was like, we want to rule over the people. Instead of going with the elders, he went with the lawyers. And they were saying how, instead of ruling people with wisdom, ruling more wisdom. It was like you said, it's going with having David counsel, it's going to be worse off for you.
Yeah, switch gears. Grab Exodus 12 and 23 that pulls out.
It's Exodus 12, verse 23. For the Lord will pass through to smite the Egyptians.
Start at like 21.
Exodus 12 and 21. Then Moses called for all the elders of Israel and said unto them, draw out and take you a lamb according to your families, and kill the Passover. And ye shall take a bunch of hyssop and dip it in the blood that is in a basin, and strike the lintel and the two side posts with the blood that is in a basin. And none of you shall go out at the door of this house until the morning.
These are the instructions that the Lord gave Moses to give to Israel in that day. You know, because this was a great deliverance, man. And this was the seal. You see, that's why it's important to be obedient to Yahawashi, to listen to the instructions. You know what they say, rebelliousness is as a sin of witchcraft. So it's good to be obedient, because the Lord is very keen in what he means. When he say it, strictly do this. Okay, you think that ain't a big deal? And watch me and see what happens. You know, you didn't want to put the blood on the doorpost, then we'll see what happens. Because it's a big deal. Somebody may think not putting the blood post on the door is not a big deal. Oh, man. It's a big deal. And I'm just saying that because there's other things that the Lord said that you're supposed to be obedient to. You know, like keeping the Sabbath holy, man. You know, keep it to the best of your ability. Consciously, man. Within you. Go ahead,
For the Lord Yahawah will pass through to smite the Egyptians. Lucky, I started 22 again. And he shall take a bunch of hyssop and dip it in the blood that is in the basin, and strike the lintel and the two side posts with the blood that is in the basin. And none of you shall go out at the door of this house until the morning, for Yahawah will pass through to smite the Egyptians.
So you shouldn't be no party. Ain't no partying, man. You know, this is a serious moment. What you think Yahawashi held is? It was serious. It's a serious moment. Not to go out in the morning, so it's not a party. You know, you got jokers out here, they don't understand that, Jake. They gonna be partying. Sunday, they gonna be partying, man. Go ahead.
And when he seeth the blood upon the lintel and on the two side posts, Yahawah will pass over the door and will not suffer the destroyer to come in unto your houses to smite you.
Now remember, it's a rehearsal for us. You know, the book of Judges is that 5 and 11. It's a rehearsal. It's a practice. All right? So it's good to actually rehearse and practice because you're in the right speed with the Most High. You're doing according to what he said to do. When you're reading starting at the beginning of Exodus 12, he said, keep this as an ordinance to generations. So this is always supposed to be remembered. You know? So just keep that in mind. Go ahead,
And ye shall observe this for an ordinance to thee and to thy sons forever. And it shall come to pass when ye come into the land which Yahawah will give you, according as he has promised, that ye shall keep this service. And it shall come to pass when your children shall say unto you, what mean ye by this service? That ye shall say, it is a sacrifice of Yahawah's Passover, who passed over the houses of the children of Israel in Egypt. And when he smote the Egyptians and delivered our houses, and the people bowed their heads and worshipped. And the children of Israel went away and did as Yahawah had commanded. Moses and Aaron, so did they. And it came to pass that at midnight the Lord smote all the firstborn in the land of Egypt, from the firstborn of Pharaoh that sat on his throne unto the firstborn of the captive that was in the dungeon, and all the firstborn of the cattle. And Pharaoh rose up in the night, he and all his servants, and all the Egyptians, and there was a great cry in Egypt, for there was not a house where there was not one dead. And he called for Moses and Aaron by night, and said, rise up and get you forth from among my people, both ye and the children of Israel, and go serve Yahawah as ye have said. Also take your flocks, and your herds, as ye have said, and be gone and bless me also. And the Egyptians were urgent upon the people that they might send them out of the land in haste, for they said, we be all dead men. And the people took their dough before it was leavened, their kneading troughs being bound up in their clothes upon their shoulders. And the children of Israel did according to the word of Moses, and they borrowed all the Egyptians jewels of silver and jewels of gold and raiment. And Yahawah gave the people favor in the sight of the Egyptians, so that they lent unto them such things as they required, and they spoiled the Egyptians. And the children of Israel journeyed from Ramses. Right, that's it. That's it.
Call along there.
Yeah, because you can read this tomorrow, people in the spirit. That's all. I just want to touch on it, you know. And somebody close with Jeremiah 16. Children of the Lord. Got verses. Jeremiah 16, 14, something, 16, 14. I think it's above 12.
16, 15?
It's above 16. That's
We on the land north, right? Yeah, I got it right now. This is Jeremiah 16. I'm sorry, 14. It says, therefore, behold, the days come, saith the Lord, that it shall no more be said, the Lord liveth, that brought the children of Israel out of the land of Egypt. Verse 15. But the Lord liveth, that brought up the children of Israel from the land of the north, and from all the lands whither he had driven them. And I will bring them again into their land that I gave unto their fathers.
right. So basically, yeah, we're rehearsing it in hopes that this time the Lord fulfilled this prophecy. Because he fulfilled the scripture in the account here when he was delivered out of Egypt with Moses. All right, so now is the time to remember, and as we rehearse it, we know that the Lord is going to bring another deliverance that's actually going to outdo the deliverance he did back in Egypt. You know, so that's why it's important to rehearse the righteous acts. You know, to praise Yahawah, Yahawashi, you know, and repent. For those out there that tune in and don't know the word, repent, study, you know, watch the brothers and prophets, you know, because this could very well be our last passage. And for us brothers, man, this brother is really my fault, you know. And I didn't look at the calendar right, and we didn't get the, you know, preparation right, but we're gonna get it right, you know. It ain't our first rodeo, but my bad, you know. But it is what it is, you know. But hey, and see, because it came to this fast.
Yeah, it came like that. I know.
You know, and that's how this could very well be. Hopefully, it's the last Passover, you know. So hey, with that, we want to give all praises, honor, and glory to
Yahawah, BaHaSham, Yahawashi, BaHaSham, Qadash.
Double honors to our apostles, bishops, GreatMillStone, who rule well. Salutations to the Lord's elect scattered abroad. Shalom.
Shalom.